Welcome back to Record Madness, session 14, entitled Reconfigure. Last session, the group escaped the End Barrow area, um, the Soldier's Barrow, um, ran afoul of the Lord Lycoi, and were able to find what appears to be the grandfather of the Lycoi family buried just north of the manor house. They further escaped and made it back to Midtown and are um, back at the Rusty Blade. And yeah, um, during the end portion of the day, they were preparing and discussing what their plans are for the next day. Um, their plans for the next day are to return to the Stoutwood to try and reconnect with the Duergar um, and prepare them for kind of mobilizing and moving into the town for a more frontal attack on Lord Lycoi. Uh, the vampire hunter or monster hunter, more specifically, mentor of oh, my brain just did a huge
James
fart.
Abbott.
Yeah, James Abbott, mentor of Glint, went to go and speak with the members of Hawkroost to see if he can get any assistance from them. But he left with kind of an understanding that it's highly unlikely, as Hawkroost is, as has already been discussed, a bit more focused on utilizing their methods versus a more direct approach, which seems to be the agitators' plans thus far. He will return back that evening before you take the long rest we already kind of put forward to you, and explain that they, as before, are not going to assist much. He will state that he personally will remain here with Albrecht and the others, and will add his assistance where he can here. But he does state that his face is known, and it's probably the case that soon enough it'll probably be something more akin to what happened immediately after the patrol was dispatched and Castia was kind of found. That whole situation, which led to, as we discussed in backstory, patrols coming about more often and it being a bit more tense with questioning.
I'm sorry, so that was James?
James, yeah. He says he's basically going to stay with the agitators and lay low.
Fair.
Yeah.
Smart.
It's still his goal to kill Lord Lycoi. I mean, that's what he came here for in the first place. And he is going to take some time to kind of gather himself a bit so he's more prepared the next go around. And he's more than happy to assist you if you do plan on storming the castle or whatever plans you have kind of in your minds. But for now, he's basically just going to be regulated to same kind of positioning as any of the other agitators, just kind of offside and there. But you should have gained enough experience, or gained some experience. I don't know if any of you leveled. We discussed it in the tracker. It's 1250, so hopefully you've already leveled beyond that. If you got enough, you have the long rest to do it. If not, and if you've got nothing else that you're doing during the evening or nighttime, the next morning would, first light, you'd have the opportunity to leave this place and head off to your desired destination.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Boogie.
Okay.
Boogie.
Yeah, it was not enough for me to level. I think I've still got
Um,
about 1,500 to go. Maybe 2,000.
Okay. So what we'll note is that the travel, just like last time, took the better part of 6 hours. So you'll arrive in the section of the Stoutwood where the Black Spear is located around about noonish. If you leave at first light, probably a little earlier than noonish.
Are
Go ahead.
are any of those patrols around like when we first defeated the dragon?
No.
Or like right after we defeated? Okay.
No, yeah. So Midtown seems to be in the morning, that early in the morning, seems to be just calm. Nothing
Okay.
different. Nothing, changed. If there's anything that you else or that anyone else wants to inquire about before we move on, because I did just fast track you 6 hours into the future. If there's anything that you want to do in the town before I push you, then
How many beers can I drink?
I'd say about 3, maybe 4.
Asking the important questions.
Asking the real question. Yeah, absolutely 3 or 4. So a nice kind of buzz as you kind of start the travel into the Stoutwood. It's pretty monotonous from what you gathered last time. But yeah, if last call for questions or like last ditch things, okay. So when you arrive at the Black Spear, the main differences you will note, and I'm not bringing up a map for it, but definitely making sure you're aware of it, is just north of the spear. Within sight of that high hill you start off on before you descend down to the base of the spear, maybe about 30-minute walk north, what you see is a lot of plumes of smoke, denoting that there's some sort of camp out that way. And what you can see is it does appear that there are a number of riggings around a decent size but not massive fallen conglomerate airship. Looks like
Oh, the one we saw earlier.
Yeah, a couple days ago. It does look like they have engineers or something to that effect disassembling the craft. And it does look like they also have a wagon train that's heading north out of the Stoutwood. I brought this map up for a purpose. As you can see, the Stoutwood, the little cave marker, is where the Black Spear is located. Card End, obviously, in its center point, the 2 forts at the bottom being the 2 Denisovran forces. So I want to point out that it's just shy of like where the river is, this situation, but dense enough in the forest that it's, decently hidden. It looks like their wagon train or whatever, their caravan, kind of supply line road, appears to be heading directly north, like it's heading right towards the river.
I'm sorry, are these Denisovans or conglomerates?
Denisovans.
Can you ping which river? Sorry.
Sure, it's that big ass one right north there.
I think you're pinging on the wrong layer.
Possible.
It's not pinging on it. Okay. Okay, there.
I was not on a different layer. That's weird.
So
just roll 20 being roll 20, I guess, on that one. Okay. What was the so?
So about how many Denisovans are we talking?
Somewhere in the hundreds.
Oh yeah, fuck that. Normally I'd say fuck them up. Maybe get some brownie points with the conglomerate, but no.
Are there any natural traps around that area?
Natural what?
Not traps, but natural things that we could use as traps.
So it looks like there's a clearing from where the airship crashed. And it looks like most of the trees around it kind of stopped it, but have been cut away in the process of them taking parts of the ship. From here, you can't tell how much of the craft has been kind of broken apart, but what you can tell, Orlandus, being someone who has seen skyships built and skyships disassembled, they're doing it for purpose. It's not just we are taking it apart and just because. It seems that they're moving the ship north. They are going to rebuild it somewhere else and make sure it's functional.
Yep. I don't know how correct this would be, but I think they might be creating an escape for the Lycoids. In case we invade again.
Well, I think it's probably going to take them some time to reassemble that ship. Because they're still in the process of breaking it down, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've only been at it for a couple days now.
Yeah, so it's been a couple days. They still haven't fully deconstructed it yet. So I think it's going to take just as long for them to rebuild it.
If not longer.
Wait,
Is
those
it-
ships, they have battle, like those ships are battle ready, right?
The conglomerate ships?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they can do battle.
The one that crashed was certainly capable of air combat. It knocked down the Denisovin craft that had prisoner. The mage.
Okay. So it could either be an escape or a warship. Don't like that.
No, sir.
Okay.
In all honesty, if they were trying to migrate someone, it doesn't seem that they have a lack of sky ships, especially since you saw the large one.
Yeah.
Which is the name of which you've not been told, but they do have a very massive Denisovin sky ship that was able to knock one of those out of the sky with a single shot. So it's not like they have a want for aerial navy.
Right.
Okay.
I say just keep going.
Yeah, keep going. Keep an eye on them. Kind of make some notes, I guess.
Okay.
It's definitely something to kind of report to Albrecht when we get back.
Upon entering the wood around, I would like for Lose and just Lose, go ahead and make a perception check. Everyone else, you're making your way that way. Do you wish to ascend the mountain to the mountain door, or do you wish to take the secret entrance into the Gar's Mule?
I think we talked about taking the secret entrance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Secret time.
Secret tunnel.
Always gotta take the secret tunnel.
You got a 12 on the perception check?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
you
great.
continue on through the woods, and you make your way to the secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
As you get closer to the mountain, and there's a bit more clearing, less forest, you start to see, similar to the volcanic vents, where there were kind of orcs and such that were kind of put on display as a signifier. You actually see that there are a great number more orcs present, a few Dwergar, and also elves, all up on lances, all
Oh,
around
shit.
the mountain's base.
Damn.
As you get closer to the secret tunnel, you see similar lances holding up troglodytes. One of them appears to have the carcass of a bear, shorn of its pelt, and other kind of graphic sights of the denizens of this place, kind of pinioned up on lances or hung from trees.
Are any of the Dwergar individuals that we recognize?
Kind of like superficially, not anyone that you were like directly, no names, basically just people that you saw down there but aren't named characters.
Okay, I suppose that's good.
Okay, you make it into the secret tunnel. You are not assaulted. You do see signs of combat. You also do see signs of sabotage. The lush mushroom patch appears to have been burnt. It looks like the method for the burning was coating it in oil and then igniting it, causing the patch to basically be useless for its purpose of use as a farm. And as you come around to the Dwergar door, what you notice is that there is a very big, bright symbol that has been drawn on the door. The symbol appears to be very old magic, and it looks like it's kind of glowing a soft, light bluish color. If you have Arcana trained, you can make an Arcana check.
Okay.
Castia don't know shit.
To you, Cassia, there's something about it that is very familiar, but you just don't know what it is.
The familiar, like the lock that was on
Nothing
the door
you've
back
seen.
there. Okay.
Just it's like the tip of your brain. There's like this strange sense of familiarity, which you shouldn't have.
Interesting.
Bulgar, it is definitely some
Yeah.
sort of ward or sigil.
Yeah.
It definitely looks like it is powerful magic, but to what it ended, it's there for, you're not certain.
What was the thing in the movie? It's a seal of Morden Kai.
Morning, Kanan.
Morden Kanan, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You guys go in there, you're gonna get eaten by a tentacle beast.
And
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Glenn,
Hey,
no idea.
fair.
I've read that fanfic.
Jesus Christ.
It's like one of my Japanese animes. But yeah, it's a very powerful looking warder sigil. It definitely Castia has this strange sense of familiarity, but you don't know what it means.
Well, that's ominous.
Sus.
Yeah, that's the word. And it wasn't there last time we were here.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Is it written in a certain language?
No. It is a mark. It is not a language thing. I will show you what it looks like. It is the same pattern that I'm about to show you. It is not on like a disc or anything. It is the same symbol though.
All right, so we know it's a ward of some kind, but we don't know what its purpose is or what it will do.
That's what it looks
Likely
like.
keeping someone out.
Wasn't there another way in?
Hmm.
A less direct way in?
Yeah,
Yeah.
winding
This is the-
through the front door, basically.
Yeah, this
No,
is the
sorry.
less direct way.
To make sure we understand where we're at. Remember when Glint got, or whoever got really lucky unlocking a door and
Yeah.
it popped it open?
Yes.
That's the one. The way that goes down to the dragon pit may not go back up to the Dwergar, because remember,
Okay.
they would have absconded with that passageway,
Okay. Okay.
or they
Right.
would have left back through that way, depending on what their angle was. But getting down from there was difficult because it's kind of like into the water, swimming down, dropping down a cascade into another lake, and then yeah, that's how that's connected.
Got it.
Hmm.
Did we bring
Well-
them a bunch of trouble?
Quite possibly, or we're already kind of eyes on it before.
Yeah, that's also true.
So, should we go through the front door?
Oh, sorry, I just checked my notes. Yeah, so there was a passageway near the lake, and if you do go back to check that, you'll note that it is caved in. Sorry, that's
Oh, that sucks.
I forgot that's the way you came up when you first defeated the dragon. Right. I thought it was something I didn't mention to you, but no, I certainly did. And yeah, it is. If you do go back and check it, it's caved in. Like, because you would have noted that the structure itself was already kind of loose earth, as we discussed. It looks like someone just took the effort to kind of shape the earth and fill it.
Gotcha.
Okay, well,
Suppose we can knock.
yeah, we could always check out the main entrance we used.
I think
See what
this
the-
is the main entrance, right?
So to be sure, this
Okay.
is the door that is locked or was locked, and you opened it without finding the key.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm confused because so this is
Here, I'll help you.
Is it the passageway with the murder holes?
No.
Yeah, that was the front door.
All that still led to this spot, Chad.
Yeah.
We found
Both entrances lead to this door.
Yeah, sorry,
no,
it has
like,
been a
side
while
door.
since we've been
Yeah.
here. My
That's alright.
mental map is not. Oh, I can't see anything.
I was gonna say my actual map isn't working. Oh, this is the mushroom
Okay, so
field, right?
The door.
Yeah.
got you.
Was.
Yeah, the mushroom field
Yeah.
is all burned and charred.
Right.
And there are dead
Okay,
troglodytes
so
all
we're
about.
back on the inside now. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Um,
you'll note that all of the crypts that were kind of left there look like they've all been defiled. All of their stones look like they've been shattered.
Jesus.
So whoever came down
Okay.
here and did this, thank you, came down here and thoroughly did this. Like they.
Okay. We should make our way to where the Dwergar were.
This is where the door is.
No,
This
I
is
mean
the Dwergar door.
like the main. Okay,
Beyond this door is the statues.
Mhm.
right. The statues in the throne room.
Right. That's beyond
I'm
this
gonna go
door.
up and knock.
You touch the door.
Yeah.
The symbol, bright blue, changes color to bright red. And when this happens, you can actually see the door itself start to become like liquid.
Oh, fun.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing, though?
It's not
Can I make sense of
transparent-
what's happening?
It's not transparent liquid, but it is liquid. Since you just kind of tap the door, it doesn't
Yeah.
affect you. You kind of move your hand
Okay.
away before it liquefies.
Is it like molten?
If you want to test it, you can.
No, I want to know if I can make sense out of what's happening.
The door appears to be, instead of a solid, it appears to be a liquid that is
No, but
holding
I
the
mean it's
same,
just like
like positioning as the door while it was a solid.
Just a
Well,
little
that's not-
mercury, kids. It's fine.
Yeah.
You never
Not,
drank the thermometer?
Normal.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. It's been
At
a
least twice.
I'm sure Balgar can fabricate it into something. It'll be fine.
I hit it with my hammer.
That's
Do
actually
do
not a
strike it
bad
with
idea.
a fabricator hammer?
No, I don't. Not yet.
Coward.
Anyway. This is only like we're only brainstorming.
Coward.
Not that much care.
I just wanted to make sure. I mean, sometimes you say some things, and I just want to make sure. You know,
I hit you with my hammer. What do you turn into?
I turn into the best DM. Oh wait, too late.
okay.
Oh wait, too
Uh,
late.
Can't
Glint
change.
tells everybody to stand back.
Wasted daily spell.
Lord.
Glint tells
We do
everybody to
that.
stand back. He's going to go to a distance of 30 feet.
Okay.
Let's say 25 feet.
Sure.
So he's going to go to a
I'm gonna
distance
stand
25
to a
feet from
distance
the
of
door.
100 feet. Fuck that.
He's
Great.
going to use his mage hand to pick up a rock and try to move this rock through the door.
Cool. Both disappear.
Like through the door. Does the liquid surface ripple?
It ripples. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he basically moves his mage hand to like the full distance, which
Yeah.
would
and they
be
both
5
disappear.
feet beyond the
Right.
door. Okay. Cool. Nothing happens with the door.
Is Mage Hand concentration or no?
It's not concentration.
But it's a control spell, right? You have control over the Mage Hand.
I do.
Yeah. So you do not have that link anymore.
Once it moves to the other side of the door.
Second it touches the door. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But the rock goes through the door.
Both appear to just disappear when they hit the door.
Okay.
Bit
He kind of
unnerving.
takes a minute, and
Whether or
then
not
he
they
thinks.
go through the door is not determined. It's like you're throwing a shiny pebble into a murky pond. You don't see where it goes or whether it
That's fair.
enters it fully.
Okay. He pulls out some paper
Cool.
and something to write with, and he approaches Balgar and he says, "Could you write in Dwarvish, explain who you are, and sort of summarize our situation here?"
I mean, yes, I
could do
can
that.
can do that. We're just in the mushroom field, and you want me to write an autobiography real quick?
No, just sort of let our Dwargar friends know why we're here, or let them know that it is indeed us.
Yeah.
Say something along the lines of, "It is I, Lord Blaze Hatchet. Here
Please
to,
open the door.
That is a high level of sass, and I appreciate you for it,
I,
Joe.
I feel like they're dead. But yeah, I'll definitely yeah, I'll do that.
Is
Okay.
is the sigil still on the door
We're
while it's
here.
liquid?
Calling
it's bright
for-
red, yes.
Gotcha.
For
Okay.
aid from the clan that they promised, in a mutual enemy in the Denisopans.
Yep.
And
You
please
promised
open the
to help
door.
us. Please open
Please
the door.
open the door if you're not all dead.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what happens?
So after he writes that note, Glenn
door
takes
opens.
it and he wraps it around a rock and secures it, and then he's gonna mage hand that through the door.
Same thing happens. Mage hand dissipates.
Yep,
and
door opens.
Whatever
Right.
happens with the.
You keep
My
asking
hope
me
is
what
that
happens. Let's
this-
go, dude. A door opens.
Note on a rock will land on the other side, and the dwarves will find it.
Sure, why not?
Hey, I don't see anybody else doing anything.
Fair.
Did something? You can't just say that nobody else is doing anything.
You keep doing.
Well, I don't
stuff.
know.
Certainly makes me want to try.
Picking her nose or some shit.
You
It's
keep
a
talking,
solid-
keep doing stuff. Let them try.
It's a solid plan.
I mean, I can try to dispel it like at the castle, but
We
it
could
seems a
look
lot more
for
powerful.
we could look for the key, or maybe any other, outward signs of trauma.
Man, there's
There's a lot of trauma around here. Do you not see it? Kind
True.
of motions around at the cave.
something. Oh my god! You know that vague, familiar feeling. Something is on the tip of my brain, but I can't find it. It's lost to me.
Deja vu?
There's something we could do here. I have an option.
No.
We
but I
could
don't
try
remember what
going.
it is.
We could try going through the door and see what happens.
We could.
The
Why don't
the
you?
dwarf door that has a scary man on it.
This one.
It's gonna breathe fire at us.
I'll be
This one?
right behind you, Orlandus.
All doors in this place pretty fun. Even new door with strange ward. I remember I was here. Sons of bitches.
I mean,
Why
if
are
you
we
want, I
fucking
could-
doors. Let's leave.
I could throw you through it with telekinetic movement.
I have so many bad memories of doors.
And mirrors.
And mirrors.
Oh shit. I'm sorry, John.
Yeah.
While we were in town, could one of the things I do be to buy a new set of thieves' tools?
Well, it could have been. Yeah.
Okay. I meant to do that, but I forgot, and I only just now saw how many charges I had left.
Yeah, that's too bad.
This door has a frame, right?
Yeah, it's a door.
Okay. I still have the Drunaran tiers, which it should be 3 of them. Can I set 3 of them on specific points at the door and just blow that bitch out?
No, you can try.
Okay. I'm gonna try it.
Okay.
I'm gonna set 1 at the upper left-hand side, 1 at the upper right, and 1 on the middle top. And then if I have a 4th one, I'll just
Just 3.
secure it on the top again.
Just the 3. And then you move
Okay.
away, and then how are you going to detonate them?
With hold on, let me see if I have another spear.
Yeah, because
You're about to cave in this fucking door.
typically, Janara tier, you throw them so that they go point first at something,
Mhm.
and then it hits and breaks the soft side, causing the hard side to erupt.
Okay. Alright, I'll try it. I'll try throwing them.
Okay. So yeah, you try. Only one of them will detonate because you have to do one at a time with the method that we've got
Yeah.
discussed. Doesn't sound
Yeah.
like you have a detonation plan. It pops, it breaks, does not damage the other ones enough to destroy them, and leaves no damage or scarring on the door that was made by dwarves.
Damn.
Yes, it is a very sturdy door. It does cause the liquid of the door.
Oh no. I
rip
wasn't going for the door, destroying the
the
door.
frame. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, yeah.
When I say
Okay,
door,
okay.
I mean the entirety of the thing. Like
I got you, I
frame
got you, I got
and
you.
liquid thing that's happening. But yeah, it does cause the liquid to kind of ripple a bit, but it doesn't seem to do anything.
Shoot. Okay. Poopy. Alright. So I'll just have 2 then. Are the other 2 mute now? Or moot?
No,
No?
they work. They're fine. You still have 2 that
Okay.
are functional. Again,
So then,
you didn't designate a plan for like remote detonation.
Mhm.
You just said I placed them there, like thinking that they were like time charges or something. No, they need to be cast at it and like break.
Okay.
They're grenades. So yeah, if you'd come up with a plan for like ripcording or something like that, that would have been cool. But you just said you put them there, which I didn't understand. So I just went with descriptively kind of how you
Yeah.
laid it out. So yeah,
I mean,
that doesn't
I
work.
thought you had to strike them, like initially, in order to
You
get
throw
them.
them at something, and then
Yeah.
it hits the soft side of the glass. The hard side of the glass will then detonate.
Got you.
Yeah, basically
Okay.
think of it, it's a tear drop. The
Mhm.
hard bubble is what's going to blow up. But if you were to strike that against the wall a bunch, nothing would happen because it is
Okay.
very, very solid. It's that spine, when it gets broken, causes the tear to break.
Okay.
Well,
In an attempt to move this along, Caster will attempt to cast Dispel Magic
Sure. Okay,
on the door.
go ahead and roll a d20 and add your caster modifier.
Just my spellcasting ability, right? So a wisdom
Yes.
check, basically.
Correct.
If I can.
Ooh.
So 20?
Yes.
Okay. So you cast Dispel Magic, and you watch as the magic takes hold for a second, and then your magic is overpowered by the ward.
shit.
So a good note, a rule of thumb to kind of keep in mind, when you are dispelling a spell, it is DC 11 plus the spell's level.
Mm.
A 20 did not work.
So that's a 9th level spell.
Nope. A 9th level spell would have been dispelled by that.
I don't think we're getting in there, guys. I think it's time to go home.
I mean, yeah.
Not
pretty
unless
much.
we want to put ourselves through the door.
And to help with that, you rolled an Arcana check before. I'm going to allow another one now that you've interacted with a different way,
Mhm.
and I will grant you advantage.
22.
This is Denisotvan ancestor magic. What is happening here is the power that is instilled in the door is creating a false door. The door ripple and patterning there, if you were to step into, would place you into a pocket dimension, known as a donjon. The same is happening on the opposite side, which means that the door is completely barred and sealed. It is considered to be a 5th level spell, but Denisotvan magic against traditional magic is always treated as 7 levels higher. It's the Arcana
Okay.
check that you just got. You would
Fuck
know
those
that that's
guys.
the case.
Yeah, had
Well,
I burned inspiration to get a 22, we might have been able to get
The same, exactly right. The
Yeah,
same is
yeah.
true on the opposite side, though. When they are trying
Yeah.
to contest your magic, they are not familiar with traditional magic. They're using their own techniques, and so it is treated as different as well.
Okay.
Caspia's gonna kind of rattle some of that stuff off, and then just kind of like look confused for a second as to where all of that came from, buried deep somewhere in her brain.
Okay. So if you kind of elucidate, I know that Balgar and Astrogoth probably kind of, and then Glint kind of, as you're starting to say words that are like very scholarly
Mhm.
regarding magic, and it's definitely not something you've seen of Castia so far in your journeys with her.
Hmm.
The door, yeah. She'll just kind of like mutter off afterwards and just kind of look very confused herself.
So we're not getting in.
Good thing nobody walked in.
I hit it with my hammer.
No. You said you did. You said you were just joking.
Fabricate open doorway.
Unfortunately, in its
Out
current
of-
state, it is not an object.
Okay. Tricky.
Lawyered.
I turn it. I heat metal.
It is not metal either.
Oh fuck!
It's,
That's some
It is
shit.
It's
magic.
sand. No, just get up.
Sand.
No, this
Heat
is
sand.
This is an inside joke. I'm
Yes,
just
yes.
moving
Heat
past it.
sand. I
No,
I
I've
blow.
heard
I do a
that.
little blow glass,
Love it. And then you make more Draenaren tears.
and then I shatter the glass, and we enter through the doorway.
It doesn't happen.
No, you kept asking me what happens. I'm telling you now.
All right, you run the game then. I don't care.
Okay, we're in.
I'm Volgar.
Yeah.
You're like, damn,
guess-
You
no,
play cool music.
musical chairs. Fuck.
I guess it's time to go home.
Okay, so
Mm,
the tunnel. Okay, so the tunnel the dragon was using that was caved in.
Mhm.
That was essentially the back door.
Yeah.
Now this one has been real fucking fuck.
Real
This is a
fucking
lot
good,
worse
yeah.
than when you put the blocks in the door in the castle. Why didn't you do
Okay.
this?
there's
If
a way in. I
Castia-
just can't fucking remember it right now.
If Castia casts dispel magic again, can I? Since I'm proficient in Arcana, can I use the help action?
Not how it works.
Okay.
And I
The
would
next
have
best
to.
thing is I can
I-
use my inspiration to give you advantage.
I'm not gonna burn a spell slot because I would have to roll astronomically high.
You're
To,
staticky, Tom. I don't know what happened with your mic. Just came out
Okay,
of nowhere.
I guess we're just gonna keep. Glenn's gonna start looking around for some sort of alternative tunnel or door. He's gonna get up on the walls and ceiling. He's gonna look all over the fucking place.
Yeah, nothing's changed other than all the dead bodies. Everything that was in here that was suspected of being in here is dead.
There's no hidden doors on any of these walls
Nope.
and any of these nooks or crannies.
The only place that you haven't technically explored would be the sinkhole, and that would be the small waterway at the south side of the map where the gleaming armor was located. There was a staircase that descended down.
Okay, well, let's check that out.
Let's go.
What is this?
Oh, it's off the map.
Oh, well,
Just missing a part, I guess. 1 square
My
equals
map.
5 feet. Okay.
but what does it mean?
1 square equals 5 feet.
My map is black.
Why's it gotta be black?
It's because you don't have light. Do you light a torch or anything?
Darkness. Yeah. I'll let it torch.
I have dark vision and also it's dark.
Oh, real quick.
Thank you.
Even though the door itself has been made into a portal, if Glint stands next to the door, can he detect any movement on the other side?
Nope.
Okay. Worth a shot.
We didn't determine where the portal led to, though, right?
It was discussed by Cassia. She stated that it's
Sorry.
Ghostwood Donjon, which is basically an extra-dimensional hole that can't be gotten out of, but can be entered, and things can be removed from it. Basically, it's a portable, or it's a bag of holding for people.
Right.
But again, it's magic that is.
Don't want to go in there.
It is definitely magic that does
Probably
not
not.
sound familiar to anyone besides Cassia, who was rattling off the equations.
Too smart for me.
Same.
All right.
I don't think I've ever actually explored this cave because I was gone that day.
So you descend down the steps. You're not in any marching order. I just put you all on the stairwell. It descends down some, 50 or 100 or so feet until you come down to a basin where you can hear water moving quite rapidly. But you can also see when you come out of that small little hole to the side, there is where the sinkhole was located, where the water from that small little stream was running off and dropping down. And you can see where it's cascading into, which appears to be a very large kind of pool here on this side. And more runoff that continues downwards. You can see some of the markings and indicators that there's dwarven structure here, especially when you first exit out. On the left side, you'll see what appears to be a wall with wooden doors kind of set in it, but kind of obscured by the unworked stone that's kind of built in and around it. Like it's almost like it's been cleft out of a more natural cavern. Feel free to move.
Okay, so if Orlandus insists on going first or being near the front, Clint would like to stay behind him far enough to be outside of the light. And moving
Classic
stealth.
vampire.
Yes.
Oh, this music is not right.
I'm not hearing the music.
Interesting. I was.
Would you like me to roll stealth?
No, not necessarily.
Oh,
Oh, there's the music.
Down this way. Is the water like how deep is the water?
It looks like it's probably about 5 feet deep, but running pretty fast. Basically,
Okay.
the water descends and hits into this this pool. It looks like it has a couple of different points in the wall behind it and to the sides of it that seem to be feeding into this little kind of tributary, this water pond, and then it all just cascades through this canal or channel to the south and through the
Okay.
wall.
So it feeds into this pool here and then runs out.
Yeah, so there's water cascading from above, and you can see like a waterfall. And then there are
Right.
also smaller holes kind of near and about that seem to be filling this tributary as well, which is then feeding into the canal or channel, and the channel moves through the south wall. There's a path near that looks like it's less watery. That looks
Yeah.
like it goes in the same direction.
Let me check it out.
Okay.
Check out over here.
All right. As you kind of move into this space, on the ground you see dashes of blood kind of all over the place. And then as you kind of look to the water, the water again, like this channel is kind of deep, not like it kind of just sharp straight down to the 5-foot descent. So it's kind of more like linear than like a natural water formation. But you see that kind of like laying on the ground near the water, and at one point like kind of in the water, bobbling along as the water moves, but connected by what appears to be like hair, are 2 Dwergar heads.
Are the heads familiar?
They look familiar, but they don't look like anybody whose name. So far, you haven't seen anybody who's noteworthy. These look
is
like
the
these sort of
stream-
guards that were kind of up with the one guy.
Is the stream going this way? Or is
Uh,
it going this way?
No, so it is going to the west.
Okay, so down this way. Okay. So Orlandus would continue on towards the east and see if he finds anything.
The bridge is very similar to the bridges you encountered in the Dragon's level.
Mhm.
To the side there, as you're kind of moving up, you see that the stone kind of gives way to like less natural formations, more kind of a dwarvish portal or passageway. You see a staircase that ascends upwards here in the small little alcove. And as you kind of look into it, you would see that it goes into a small little, just like entry area, and there's a door that's slightly off of its hinges and kind of askew open there. Looks like there's pretty severe looking battery marks on the door. Looks like someone definitely worked to force this door open.
So shield up, hood up, or shield out, hood up.
Okay.
And then
before you kind of ascend the steps, because I assume that's where you're going.
Yeah.
Castia, you're following directly behind.
Yeah.
Again, looking at the situation, seeing the 2 Dwergar, seeing the 2 Dwergar heads, the bridge, the passage as it goes. What would you like to do?
I think my vision is still messed up, and I'm seeing as if I were him, as if I were Orlandus again.
Great. Okay.
Because I'm dark where I'm standing, but I can see. There we go. Okay,
Alright.
that helps. Okay.
Still a scratchy boy too. I don't know what you did with your mic. He's mad about it. He's so mad about it.
Hold on, let me switch to Soma. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh no. You gotta make one for Cass.
I thought it was gonna be Ryu. But anyway, you move to the same passage, kind of following after Orlandis. Looks like you're going a different direction.
Yeah, just to see if I see anything that way.
Yeah, so it looks like the waterway courses. The water that you just kind of looked upon here is kind of going towards the west. The water that's coming from the north kind of meets it. There's a bit of a churn in the center there, and then it looks like it moves into the wall and kind of heads downwards, kind of like it has a course that heads downwards.
Okay, so like it deeper.
Deeper.
Okay.
All right. And as you're kind of exploring that, it looked like the next person in line behind you would have been Glint. If you're stepping in, you're stepping in. If not, that's fine too.
Yeah. Trying to maintain some semblance of like stealth and kind of being out of sight of where they are.
Okay. And Astragoth, Lose, Bulgar. There's a
was
wall and
wondering-
doors over here. Yeah, you want to check those out. And then Bulgar and Astragoth, do you want to back her up or continue with the rest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, we got the cool kids and the
band kids.
other people. Okay.
Which is what?
Orlandis, Castia seems to be kind of heading in your direction. You move towards the door, not really paying
Mhm.
attention. You were kind of heading off on your own as is. You move towards the door, and you said you were going to open it.
Yeah, I'll open it.
Okay. So, as I said, it's kind of hanging off of its hinges. It's not really structurally sound. So as you push it open, there's a very large kind of ground metal sound, like as the hinges kind of move and shuffle like against one another. And then the door kind of tilts a bit on its lower, still connected to its lower hinge, not so much on its top. But you're able to get the door open enough to look inside. And before you, you see kind of a long hall, your bright light kind of illuminating into the space. And even though you feel like, you know, the hood's up, you should be pretty hard to see. The torchlight seems to be kind of giving you away.
Yeah, that's
in
fine.
this specific space. And as you look into the room, it seems to be completely empty, this chamber, with the exception of a horribly burnt body, so much so that it looks like its flesh has been scoured off of the bones clean in the back corner.
Mm. Okay.
Delicious.
I'm gonna keep going, I guess.
Yeah, dead end. And the body, as I mentioned, in that corner. Looking at it, appears to have been a Dwergar.
Damn.
Hmm.
So
You're a
how many-
Dwergar camp.
Nearby, you see what looks like the remnant of a crossbow. It's shaped very similar to the one that was wielded by your compatriot in combat against the dragon.
Fuck.
Okay. And is it? I don't. Orlandis just wants to take it to have something to bury for these poor people.
The crossbow?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because if there's, there's nothing else that signifies that person,
Yeah.
Well,
Looking at the space, it looks like a dragon literally just breathed fire into the corner until it was done. So it very much looks like it's pretty horrific. There's like a nice big kind of dark burn in that corner.
Yeah, I'm just gonna add into my sheet memento. Was it normal crossbow?
It was
stick.
It was a hand crossbow.
Okay.
Was.
It's a stick
Awkward,
now.
awkward.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. I'm just gonna put a memento in, and then Orlandis, without saying a word, is just going to simply walk away and look for something else or someone else.
Cassius, right out the door when you get there.
What was in there?
We'll pause for a second.
Okay.
There are 2 doors on the side that you folks are looking at. Let me go ahead and make sure those are very clearly evident to you by moving these a little bit. So there's a door there and a door there. And
I'd originally been looking at this one.
yeah, what you'll note is that the door on the north side looks like it was cut. Like there was a lot of kind of marks on it, like someone was trying to break through. But let's say looking at the wood, you would note that the reason why they probably weren't able to gain access to this place was due to the material that was used to make the door. It appears that it's made out of dark wood, which is a very ancient old wood from the oldest of trees that is like also known as ironwood. It's very hard to break. The door on the south side looks like its door handle was completely removed. It does look like it could be opened, but this one that you're looking at on the north side, its door handle is still intact.
Oh.
And it appears to be locked.
Okay. So when I try it,
It's
just
locked, yeah.
No luck, huh?
No.
No, there is a
try this
lock.
one. Yeah, but I'm not
No,
trained in that, so
he was doing a dumb joke.
yeah,
it was a stupid joke.
One of us could
See.
try to pick it.
Yeah, if you want to pick it, you can. And meanwhile, I'm gonna check out this one down here. Because I don't have thieves' tools, I only have smith's tools, and I can drive a vehicle.
That one opens up. It looks like you can see remnants of itemry that was kind of in here. It does look like this place was some sort of storage space, but from the track marks on the ground and kind of the footprints all about, it looks like a number of individuals, somewhere in the teens to 20s, came into the space and absconded with everything that's here. Looking around, you can see some things that are kind of left over, empty scroll cases, bed rolls. There's a staff on the ground. Moving into the back corner, a couple more things that are of note that look like they might be more useful, and just kind of highlighted out of everything, kind of oddly, is a head placed there. Looking at it, you will note that you recognize the face immediately. It is Nymira, the lady who ruled the Dwergar inside of the locked location.
Well, that's certainly not good.
She was the princess, right?
Yeah. It also looks like there are signs of battle in this space, but again, you are aware that the Denisov do drag away their dead. So,
yeah.
how many she killed would be very difficult to tell.
Okay.
I would go ahead and take out like a spare cloth and just kind of scoop it up and kind of tie it to show the others.
Okay. I found her.
I would like to help Astrogoth
Not
pick this
that
lock.
way.
I didn't roll for it yet.
Okay. So, Clint, you're still down on the other side. You can't be everywhere all at once. Try not to, just be everywhere and be helping all the time.
I hit Glenn with my hammer.
He turns into Chad.
Hey, yo, let's go.
Nothing changes.
So Astrogoth, it does look like you did roll, and help wouldn't have mattered. You break 2 picks from that set.
Oh.
It looks like this door is...
Whoops, sorry. I meant to edit it and it rolled it again.
Okay, you don't want to try again?
Finish what you were saying. I
I was
apologize.
going to say, you lose 2 picks. It does look like the lock is quite hard.
Yeah, I would probably need help.
Okay, so if you're not going to try again, that's fine. We will ignore that roll. As if it never happened. Alright.
I don't know. 15's pretty good. Are you saying that wouldn't do it?
I'm not saying anything. Do you want to say
Yeah,
that
I
you
feel
tried?
like he's saying that wouldn't do it. Let's ignore that roll.
He said it was
I-
very hard.
I will say this: you have to fail by more than 4 for you to lose 2 picks instead of just 1 pick. And with an 11, lost 2.
Yeah.
But with a 15,
You would have lost 4, but you have to
No,
lose
you would've
more
lost.
than 4.
It's too much math. I don't.
I came here to play Dungeons and Dragons, not do mathematics. Thank you.
You mean they're not the same?
have you seen algebra these days?
I
Holy
thought
shit.
I thought
The
this was
kids are
math
screwed.
class. Yeah, it's true. They're teaching them weird shit now.
Letters are numbers. What the fuck is
Granted,
wrong?
I know a fifth
Yeah.
grader who's doing calculus now, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Oh my. I don't even know. This is an
Math.
alternate reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, calculus was like an advanced senior course at
I
best.
never even
when-
took calculus because
Wait,
I
a-
refused.
What-
and
I'm too.
Are you
you're
saying-
not even kidding. They literally teach it in fucking elementary school now, and then they teach like this weird way to do math where you like draw blocks and shit.
Are you
Man,
saying? Are you
Yeah.
saying your kid wears a pocket protector? Because that's what it sounds like.
no, I'm saying I've tried to help my son out with a lot of homework over the last fucking dozen years, and it's different, dog.
It's rough.
They did change the style of math, like
It's-
how to teach.
It makes
math.
me so
It's
mad. I've
weird.
gone into parent teacher conferences like, hey, what the fuck is this? Like, you're the same age as me. Like, you understand like my fucking opposition, right?
Joe, can you just, for the record, tell me when you go in there, feel like, what are you doing to the numbers? Why?
What is
Why would
hap-
you do these to the numbers?
It's always been so simple, you know? Like, I
What
mean,
do
the
the
numbers
the
numbers mean?
universe, mathematics, the
What's-
meaning, religion, it's all mathematics. And now y'all are trying to like draw blocks and shit and show your work. Man, get out of here.
No, when
1 + 1 is 2.
when
That
Tom,
is it.
when Tom did his bit, his static made him sound like he was like some like EVP, like a ghost. No, not the number.
It's
Anyway,
crazy.
focusing up. So
The
Astrogoth,
kids
you-
are screwed.
right, of course. I mean, well, naturally, and I mean,
Yeah.
we already knew that.
you step aside, and then once
Heat
everybody
metal.
recollects, Orlandis, it looks like Glint is heading back across the bridge to the rest of the crew. Are you going that way, or are you going to try and search out a different direction?
I'm gonna search out a different direction, but
Of course, traveling off on your own is a great idea, Jonah. Are you sure you want to?
yes,
Okay, Cassia, do you want to go with him?
I'll ask Cassia to go back to the group.
Wow, this man really is just wandering off to die like a depressed penguin.
It's like a fucking
It's sad.
Avran possessed Orlandis, and it's like stupid shit.
I'm just checking. I'm not.
Hey, you're not
actually going to
Ryan
go
Wins. That's
fight.
you.
You see it
I'm
staircase
not-
up ahead. It looks
Yeah.
like it winds upwards and to the right of your character, kind of like off to your right side. It
Okay.
looks like there are at the top of the steps, maybe about 8 feet or so off of the top of the steps, stalactites. And you can see that in the space in front of you, there are a large number of stalactites that seem to feed into the waterway here.
Okay.
As you kind of move out to it, what you'll note is a lot of the condensation, a lot of the material that comes off of the ceiling seems to have collected in a small little spot here. But it looks like there's a courser that heads down into the rock, and you had this sense that it kind of went underneath you when you kind of passed by the waterway at the bottom of the level here. So it seems to be kind of going beneath the stairs.
Do the stalactites have like little faces on them,
Make a
or like
perception check.
eyeballs? Okay. I don't like that. 22.
Yeah, there is a very large one right here that does happen to have a very strange roper-like look to it.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna walk away now. We're just gonna walk away and walk back,
Well,
and then we're gonna.
at that space, do you want to check out the weird material that seems to be kind of like gathering up in the water there?
No, not right now.
Just leave
All
it.
right. What later? Yeah, later. We'll come back. We'll come back to it.
We'll
back
check
to it.
that later.
We'll come back. Orlandis will, however, go back to the party and let them know that there are ropers present, or those weird stringy creatures that hang from the ceiling.
At least one roper present.
At least one.
There's probably two.
They're my favorite.
I don't like them, John.
Like
I
D&D.
don't.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna replace all monsters with ropers.
No.
You're a
just saying.
roper.
You go back to the
Please.
vampires. You open up the vampire coffin, and inside there's just a
Normal.
roper.
Sweet, I'm a roper warlock.
You need to know how to
Oh,
fight
yeah,
them.
You played a monster race, son of a bitch.
You stick something in their mouth so they can't bite anybody.
So smart. So
Like
smart.
They
Jonah.
got big ass mouths.
Just shove all of Orlandis in there.
Right.
Lucy would hand over the bundle to Orlandis.
Oh no, Orlando. I think he's gonna do your guys' thing first, and then.
Well, when you peer into the bundle, you'll see the face of Nymeria.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fucking wonderful. Great. Awesome.
I'm sorry.
I guess I'll hold on to that.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, this is
It's
a package.
Orlandis.
Oh god. Oh no.
Into the bag.
I'm just gonna type in.
The force
Oh,
of the
God.
vomit.
Nice.
The force of the vomit makes her mouth open. So like
Jesus.
you actually see it like shooting.
All right, so we got two
All right,
moments.
it's-
Hold on. It's time for the classic question. John, why are you the way that you are?
He
Oh,
was
I was
the
going to say the
roper all
classic
along.
question, what have I done?
What have I done? It's not me.
I'm
It's
gonna
them.
go. I'm gonna go join Kevin's game now.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Tell them I said hi.
Sounds like it's a cooler group. No, I'm kidding. I'm here. I'm the best.
Orlandis is just gonna try to hook it or like put it on his belt or some shit.
Like, the bag. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Just- I
Sorry.
don't know. I don't know what to do with that.
Got it.
There is Orlandis is visibly upset at this because like he thought of them as allies. Even if
Yeah,
they didn't talk.
are.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure they were fighting for their lives.
Mm,
I mean, clearly.
they fucking lost, but you know, like they tricked it.
There was probably, to be fair, there was probably more Denisotans trying to fight than there were of them. There weren't very many Dwergar to begin with.
Yeah.
I am frustrated. I do not know what to do here.
Well, I know one thing that I want to do is that I would like to cut the head off of one of those Lakoi, or if not one, all.
If only that it were that simple.
I mean, you make the right cut and it's pretty simple.
Okay. So I would like to help Master Goth with this door.
Okay, do you want to help or take over?
Which of us has the highest thieves pool?
I have proficiency 5 with them.
Yeah, mine is 7.
I will help him.
That sounds about right.
So thieves tools, dexterity with advantage.
Mm-hmm.
How many charges do you have left on your thieves tools?
8.
Do you mind if I use your thieves tools for this?
Should have picked some up when you were in town, but yes, go ahead.
Yeah, we've covered that already.
Gain inspiration.
I'm sorry, I forgot the things I wanted to do 2-3 weeks ago.
This is why we take notes.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yes, go ahead.
Fuck.
So it's a failure, and you failed by more than 4, so you'll lose 2 picks.
Damn.
Well,
Maybe
let's
you
try
should have
again.
helped me.
I mean, maybe.
I still have Jannar and Tears. If you want to use that,
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
can I like? Would it be better to just throw it at the door or throw it specifically at the lock?
Live your life.
Okay,
Throw it specifically at the lock.
I'll try it. I'll try throwing a Jannar and Tear at the
So everyone
lock.
backs away. Orlando throws a Jannar and Tear and wastes a Jannar and Tear as the dark wood and very hard iron of the door handle is not.
You didn't say it was dark wood.
I
He did actually. He did.
Fuck. All
He
right.
did. Okay.
Down to 1 turn armed here.
Yep.
Fine. I'm going to take another stab at it. I'm going to use my thieves tool.
Here, take my fish piss potion of advantage that I have.
Okay.
So
That'll work.
You can use
Fish piss.
this once per the duration of the potion to get advantage on a single roll. So go ahead and roll it.
All right. Fuck.
Dear God.
So 14 will be a failure, but you will only lose 1 pick.
Okay. I'm down to my last 2 charges of my thieves tools.
You got it.
Astrogoth, would you mind helping me with this?
Of course.
We're just going to keep at it till we crack this fucking lock, because so far everything else in this fucking place has been a dead end.
Sure.
Well, that is
Advantage. That's a 26.
Yeah. Finally, the door unlocks, and satisfyingly so. And inside you see a large mess of boxes, crates, barrels, round boxes, a lot of material. It looks like there's some form of organization, but it's like the kind of organization you'd see on like an artist's desk or like in an office. It's like
chaos.
It's a bit chaotic. It's a bit of a mess. It does look like there is a large amount of stuff in here, and for the most part, pause for a second before you start running off and in. It looks like there are narrow passes and pathways. It definitely looks like the place has been traversed heavily, despite it being locked and closed. Looking at the materials that are present here, it does look like this is a repository for food articles, a lot of rations, dry tack, pale ale, the like. It looks like this is kind of like a bunker filled with stuff that is helpful for surviving. You'd also find that there's some bags of coal. There are some places where it looks like there are barrels that are filled with just long spikes of metal, which can be used to kind of draw out all different types of weaponry and the blacksmithing mentality. Those of you who have proficiency with smithing tools would know that, like, you basically just cleave off a piece of the rod and then work it into whatever you want by drawing out the metal. But yeah, it looks like this is the Dwergar's kind of storage space. You had noted that there wasn't a lot of this kind of thing in the place where they were living.
So Glint basically moves to where he's at, and then he takes a moment to using his tremor sense to see if there's anything living in this room.
Feels like there's a heartbeat somewhere in the space, but you're having a hard time exactly locating it, other than it's on the other side of the wall you're near.
This wall?
No.
Or that wall?
That wall.
Okay. Okay, so he's gonna move closer to it, sort of like right about here.
Okay. 1 second here. You see, sitting on the floor, what appears to be a dwarf-like creature. However, I mean, you're looking at this individual, and you quickly note that they are much smaller than a dwarf would be. Their skin is very, very gray, but it has patches of like darker gray all about it. Hair is white. It looks like the clothing this individual is wearing are very kind of just tattered robes and garments covered with all sorts of different talismans, like broken teeth. There's a dragon tooth on one part, small little purplish stones hanging from like little tassels that have been sewn into the torn up cape. There's a jawbone that's kind of resting on his shoulder as if it were some sort of like pauldron. And he appears to be holding what looks like a staff, but at the top of the staff are a number of different mushrooms that have kind of grown up on the top of it, and hanging down from them are small strings with metal rods, each of the metal rods being of a different metal type: brass, bronze, silver, platinum. just kind of hanging there, motionless, quiet. And it does seem that he's in some sort of meditative trance.
Seeing Lose, he kind of holds his hand out to sort of like, tell them to wait. He keeps his eyes focused on this individual, and then he kind of points back towards the door. And then he's going to very quietly make his way back.
And you can go ahead and make a arcana check as you're leaving.
Okay.
Sticking with the 9.
I'll go ahead and burn my inspiration for the 25.
The creature you just saw is known as a Darrow. Darrows are dwarves, except that they are actually half dwarf, half human. And they have
Why would that make them smaller than a dwarf?
And they have an innate madness about them that kind of part of their being. And I don't know. If you want to ask him, you can.
No. I'm assuming he's not much for having a conversation and anything other
You don't want to go up and be like, "Hey, dude, why are you so small?"
He steps back and he closes the door, but not all the way for fear that it'll lock again. Just enough that they can sort of talk at a reasonable volume without causing too much trouble. And he says, "There's a Darrow in there, a half dwarf. Perhaps one of the Dwergar? I'm not sure. Where's Balgar?"
Castio, when that name is mentioned, will pull out the notebook and start flipping through it to see if there's anything relevant in there. Probably not that Glenn already didn't know, but...
Oh, I think Abbott took his notebook back.
He did. No, he didn't.
Oh, okay. So Cassie's still got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's Balgar?
Right
If
here.
anybody's going to talk to if anybody's going to try to have a civil conversation with this dwarf being, I'd recommend it be Balgar. But Glint would be happy to back him up if things go south.
So no roll necessary for you. Balgar, you would know what a Darrow is as it's kind of brought to light. Darrows are basically dwarves that are afflicted with the chaos and madness of the great ancient times. They're said to be the ones most afflicted by the curse of Ukamar, being the dwarvish power of greed. And they're also very, very much kind of a sadistic peoples. They are very, very rare, although sometimes they do kind of congregate into groups. You would know that it's a misassertion by most outside of dwarven culture to understand them as half human and half dwarvish. It's more like they are a different aspect of dwarves, similar to how Goliaths are a different aspect to dwarves. They are just another peoples who come from the children of the mountain. But yeah, they're filled with magic and they're filled with fucking madness and they're crazy, and everything that is normally powerful about a dwarf is like up to the fucking craziest level.
So bath salts.
They're bath salt dwarves. They're Florida dwarves.
I was just about to say they're Florida dwarves.
Sorry, Jim.
So, no, it's okay. Can we assume that the Darrow was used to kill a lot of his kinsmen?
I don't know about that.
It could be that rather than choosing to... Now, was that the individual whose heartbeat I felt?
Yeah.
Okay. So there wasn't like another heartbeat somewhere else.
No. He's definitely kind of just sitting there in a meditative stance, his staff kind of held off to the side so that the chimes are not moving or anything.
Yeah, he seemed to be minding his own business. I'm not sure.
Maybe that they put him in there first so that he would be safe.
Right.
Do we take the risk of waking him up?
I was hoping to leave that to Balgar. I was hoping our dwarf companion would have be able to provide some insight there.
So, Joe's out of the voice channel.
He dropped. Oh, he is.
Hold on. YOLO. You drop a voice. For why?
Poor K.
Pragante.
Orlandus can speak Dwarvish if that helps.
Might be, it might be worth a shot.
It'd at least be a familiar language.
Yeah. Do you want me to wait?
I do have the spell comprehend languages.
Yeah. Do you want me to wait until Joe responds?
I say we just test our luck. I don't know.
Alright. I mean, yeah. If anything, Orlandus will try to converse with the Daro.
Okay. You are going in?
Yeah, I'll go in.
Glint's going to back him up.
He was over here in this corner? That corner. Okay.
You got
okay.
He's on the map, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Space is a bit larger than it looks. If you approach him, kind of walking straight up to him, you see his hand kind of dip to the side as you step into the room proper. The chimes hit against one another, making kind of like a musical wind chimey clang, and then his eyes, just solid white orbs, open up, and he kind of looks at you, but you can tell that he's not looking at you. He's just kind of putting his face in a direction that's nearer towards you. His eyes are completely pale white, in kind of the sense that they are like blind eyes.
Okay, so in Dwarvish, Orlandus is going to say, "We mean you no harm. We are not enemies. We are not the Denisaplan."
His head kind of turns, kind of moves, and kind of faces off against Glint.
Glint just kind of waves.
Turns back to face you. And then seems to kind of look past you, but not really looking at the door behind you. Astrogoth is kind of standing.
Can you tell us?
And then in Dwarvish, he says, "You're not the Greyskins. Who are you that comes to me? What do you seek? What do you wish to take from the Blaze Hatchets?"
We do not wish to take anything. We are friends.
Stands up in like just a jolt, his little body kind of like hopping up into the air, and as he kind of like stands planting his feet, his staff kind of slams down, the butt kind of down into the ground, and the chimes just kind of clang, 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 clang. And he kind of is looking at you, is like,
"We are here in the company of a blaze hatchet." Or I'm sorry, was this conversation in dwarf or was he
all
speaking?
dwarf, baby. Yeah.
All
okay.
So Orlandus is just going to keep his shield up.
Understand Blaze Hatchet though, right?
No, it's totally different. It's a name that probably hasn't been thrown out in Dwarvish language enough for you to catch it.
So at his mention of a blaze hatchet, I'm going to tell him in Dwarvish we are in the company of a blaze hatchet, and we are friends of the Greyskins.
Yeah.
He said what?
I said, "Do I care? I don't care."
Okay.
You're trying to steal, and he pokes you with the point of the staff against your shield, and you kind of hear like a loud thunk as it kind of hits it, and you kind of feel it kind of push back, but it's not enough like substantial force to kind of throw you back or anything. Just kind of like a meagerly kind of elderly man's kind of poke against your shield.
Okay.
But yeah, he kind of like plays it off as if he like threw you into the winds, like ah!
Okay. Orlando's just gonna say, we are not lying. We are not here to steal.
I can tell you're lying. Of course you're here to steal.
There is nothing left to steal. We are not here for that.
He just starts smelling the air. Goblins trying to steal.
We call us goblins?
Undead trying to steal.
No.
Filthy humans trying to steal. Pokes your shield again, like a couple times with like a tap, 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 and each time it's like jingle, 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 jingle. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what to do. Please, calm down. We are not here to steal.
He brings the staff back to his side, slams it down. This time you actually watch a static runs through the chimes, like a kind of burst of electricity kind of shuddering through them, and he says, "Leave!"
We will leave, but can you tell us what happened?
Leave! And then he kind of shakes the staff, and it starts to kind of build up a bit of electricity.
No. That's enough.
Did you just come in here and say that?
Yeah, that's enough.
You see him stop for a second.
I stand my ground.
I do not know this. But
John, I'm sorry. I can't remember the princess's name right now.
Nymeria.
Oh, she did.
Nymeria. No, the princess and her like number 1 and number 2 and all of that haven't been accounted for yet. They could still be out there.
Sorry, Joey, you might have been kind of discoed or something. Something wrong with the computer, but they definitely found her head in a room.
Yeah, but her number 1 or number 2.
Just her and the cool guy, the bandity guy that had the crossbow.
Cool
they found
guy.
His crossbow. Yeah.
But Nymeria is definitely dead as fuck.
She's 100%
Definitely.
hanging
100.
off of Orlandus's belt.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know that's what she gets for being a Game of Thrones reference.
There.
The red wedding all over again.
The red wedding. If you kind of like speak to him, he says, "I do not know this bearded one. Who are you?" And he's speaking in Dwarvish, by the way, Balgar. This Darrow.
I wish to speak with the rest of the tribe.
I am not of them. Neither
Yeah.
are you.
No, yeah, I get that, but at the same time, I still need to speak with them.
I do not know where you can meet with them. I'm sorry, I am not their keeper. I'm the keeper of the Blaze Hatchet Hoard.
Is there a horde left?
There's a shit ton of stuff around him.
He's just a hoarder. He's just a little hoarder. That's it.
Durganin was like...
So what you're saying is we need an intervention.
Honestly,
Yes.
this is like a hoarder's house. Yeah, like the pathways I mentioned. Yeah, there's like stacks of newspapers. No.
It was like an artist desk last time.
Yeah,
What are you trying
I did-
to say now?
I did
I
say-
think what he's implying is that his room looks like the room of an artist, which is now meaning that it looks like a hoarder's
No,
house.
no,
No.
that's not what I said. Shut up, okay? Shut up.
Just the desk.
Hey.
It's the desk.
Just the desk.
Sure.
Well, a
don't know
clean
what it
desk
looks
is a
like.
sign of a sick mind.
Yeah.
Well, while they're having this conversation, does anybody who can cast Detect Magic want to do that as a ritual? See if there's anything of any value here?
So you want to steal from the man that is telling us that we're thieves?
And that sounds like Glint.
Hey, no, I would like to make an informed decision about
Real
whether to steal
blaze
from the man
hatchet stuff
accusing
if we're
me.
with it. Blaze hatchet though.
I don't know that that math checks out.
Hey, informed decisions.
He's making a square as we speak.
So yeah, he kind of rudely says that he's not a part of their clan and he is simply here guarding the Blaze Hatchet forward. He's saying that to Blaze Hatchet, but it doesn't appear that he's recognizing that you're Blaze Hatchet. I don't know if you caught it, but this Darrow, smallish creature, you know, his eyes are completely white, filmy white, as if he can't see, but he does seem to be kind of looking in people's direction as if he's aware of them, even if they're not making noise. That's what you're facing off against, Joe. Must be having computer problems.
Or he passed out.
Or he's mute. No, he seemed alive last we spoke to him just a second ago. I think he's just having mic issues probably.
So, well, that sucked. Like, I don't know if he's got like a family crest on him or anything.
Nope. As I described him, he's wearing kind of robes, a cloak.
No, I meant Balgar.
Oh no. Wouldn't matter anyways. This guy's blind. But yeah, Balgar definitely has a crest on it.
Well, I mean,
isn't it on his belt?
Yep, big ass double axe.
Just hand it off to the Darrow.
He can't see. He's blind.
You can feel it.
Oh, I guess
You can
so.
feel it.
He can see it with his hands.
See it with his hands.
But that's not happening, so. Because technical difficulties.
Okay, so.
Technical?
They seem to have this well in hand. Glint's going to kind of wander back out. Back down to where he was at before.
Poor little
Not the aberrant.
To satisfy it, he is going to continue to say leave after that point if there's no kind of transactional stuff happening.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of the best thing we could do right now.
Seems like everyone's kind of back out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so so down this way, this was how we got to the dragon?
No, you've never been here before.
Oh, okay.
There's a new way.
Yeah, so Glint's going to head down and kind of explore this passage. He's moving very slowly and quietly and listening, keeping an eye out for any sort of evidence that people were here. He's looking for traps.
Astrogoth, since you're probably the last one out, you do hear him kind of scuttling after you. And as you kind of exit out, and whoever sets the door to where it was, he kind of grabs the door, kind of wide opens, arms it, swings it shut, and then you hear him lock it on the other side.
God damn it.
Fair.
I hate
Rude.
this.
Honestly, the same thing happens to me when I need a
You
nap.
hear him say something in Dwarvish. Balgar's close enough to tell you that he said, "Your mother."
Your mother smells the elderberries.
Trust me, that would be an upgrade.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, didn't you said that the,
Goblet.
yeah, we were in this room.
Oh,
No, you haven't.
I thought this was the room where you said that was the dead guy.
Yeah, there's a
With
dead guy
the
there, but it's not near the dragon.
Oh, I thought, no, but you said that was the dead guy with the crossbow, right?
Yeah, the
A dragon did do something,
Yeah. Okay,
but it was not that
we did
dragon.
check out that room.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so we had been.
It wasn't a
Basically-
dragon. It looks like dragon breath was dispensed on that person at
it
very
could have been
point blank range.
fireball or
Right.
something.
While
We-
we're traveling to go that way, Orlandis is going to tell everyone that there might be a couple ropers in the room that he saw first.
Which room? Oh, up at the
Like,
top of the stairs here?
Yeah.
In
You
this
did-
room?
You got those. I believe in you.
So reaching the top of the stairs, do I see the ropers he was just talking about?
Make a perception check.
Okay. It's an 8.
Nope. There are a lot of stalactites, though. And actually, something pretty interesting that you'll note. On the ground beneath the stalactites, kind of main like location, you do see what looks like kind of a brassy kind of armor. You can't see much of it because it looks like it's kind of slammed into the dirt. But yeah, there's like a bit of silt buildup on the ground there, and like a decent amount of it, and it looks like it's like kind of settled into the muck. This armor.
Can I use Mage Hand to start moving some of that muck away?
No, it's like calcification. Like
Oh, okay.
yeah, the runoff from the stalactites above is what's kind of causing it. You'd also see that there's runoff that's hitting the water, kind of building up in the small little alcove just south of you. And being a monster hunter, you would immediately recognize what it is. It's moon milk, which is a kind of ingredient slash ointment that can be helpful in spelunking.
So two things. Can I start gathering up the moon milk with my Mage Hand?
Sure. What are you putting it in?
Let me see.
Question.
I have the empty vial from the potion I drank earlier.
Sure, great.
Um,
You have one vial of moon milk.
okay, that'll do.
What is moon milk?
Moon milk.
Thanks. Oh, I thought.
Good
Okay.
shit.
For those who aren't familiar
Oh.
with some of the stuff, it's technically actually an ingredient, but it hasn't been shifted from old mentality. Your game's kind of in a transitive state when it comes to recipes. The new method will be in the Tuesday game, but ointments are like potions, except ointments are administered during a short rest.
Hmm.
Some
Okay.
some ointments have separate functions, like dual functions. Like there's one called Kyotum's ointment, which you can eat as an action and it'll do a thing, or you can use it as a short rest thing, and that's where
I
it's
have
most
I have
powerful.
a valid question to ask you then.
Hold on.
Is there a burn ointment that I can carry for when I use vicious mockery?
Yeah, sure. I haven't made a specific burn ointment, but yeah, we can say that that's a thing that exists for the purposes of hilarity.
You were insulted so badly. Here, apply this during your next short rest.
My second question was whether my tremor sense was telling me anything.
Yeah, there's a roper up there, right where it's at too, directly above that armor.
Okay. So he like kind of does the initial look around. He doesn't notice anything, and then he kind of closes his eyes for a second and kind of like taps into his tremor sense, and he's like, "Ah,
You have a pretty
there
good
you are."
location of where it's at.
Right." And then as Orlandus kind of walks up behind him, he kind of points at it and he says, "I think you were onto something."
Yes,
But
there is one there as well.
right, that's the one I'm detecting, but I don't detect any others. Just well, I guess just wait right here. And Glint is with his, let me see, he's gonna have his short sword and his parrying dagger out, his +1 parrying dagger.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to stealthily proceed, so to kind of avoid the roper's attention. I want to head this way.
Yeah, as you start to make your way that way, you see that there is a reaction from the stalagmite or stalactite that kind of happens almost instantaneously as you kind of come into, a few feet of the water. A tendril descends downwards, grapples a hold of something in the muck, armor plated, and lifts up the dead body of a Denisotvan that appears to have a decent amount of it kind of chewed apart. It kind of brings it up into the stalactites, and you hear kind of like a sound as if someone were like chewing on an aluminum can. Like it's just like a very kind of heavy metal and stone scraping sound. And then you hear a voice come from the ceiling that says, "Tap him. It's mine."
What?
To Glint's knowledge, do ropers typically speak?
What did he say one more time?
Can't have him. He's mine.
Okay, so
Oh.
where approximately where is Glint when this all unfolds?
About here.
Okay, so he's barely moved at all. Glint immediately kind of reverts to more of a scholarly attitude. And he kind of looks up at the roper and he says, "Oh, you speak. Fascinating.
Are you with them?
The Denisovans? Then he kind of points.
You see the tendril kind of move away from its face, and you see like a bright red eye kind of focus in on the part of the corpse that's hanging there. As it's doing so, like a part of the pauldron falls off into the water.
Did you say it?
No, I'm not with the Denisovans.
No, what? Oh, what is that word?
Right, the
You see
thing,
him kind of shaking the body.
Right.
Hard to say and hard to crunch.
Yes. No, I'm not with them. You're
You
welcome
just
to eat
start
as many.
smashing it against another stalactite, and you see like the another portion of armor kind of fall into the water, and then it kind of lifts it up and kind of slams its teeth into it.
Would you like me
like
to? Would you like me to get that off?
Flesh.
Would you like me to get that off there so it's easier to eat? Okay.
Another tendril drops down into the water, or like into the silt beneath it, lifts up another one and throws it across the water. It hits with kind of like a
Do that one.
Okay.
Oh, and grabs another one, throws it across the water.
Okay. The pieces of armor that have fallen into the water, can I use my mage hand to fish those out?
Nope.
No, they've gotten kind of. Okay, that's fair.
Water's going pretty fast.
So where did he throw those bodies?
They're just on the ground near you.
Okay,
It
so
wouldn't have been up there. It would have been over here.
oh, okay. So Glint's gonna move over. He's gonna be keeping an eye on the roper so the roper doesn't eat him. But so far it seems kind of friendly. So he's just gonna start, removing the armor from the bodies and kind of tossing the armor over to Orlandus. And he says, "Can you tell me what happened here? It seems these scumbags came through here and caused quite a mess."
You can hear like the sound of bone kind of snapping, and kind of like a nasty kind of like thick sound of like a torso being kind of crunched apart. And then you kind of hear
You talk too much. Oh.
That's fair. Do they have anything other than their armor on them?
No. The second you finish kind of undoing like the last bit of armor, it's almost like the eye kind of like gleams on over to that side, and then a tendril snaps out, grabs a hold of the leg, and just starts dragging it across the water, and then up. And then you can see the eye kind of moving as it's kind of moving the body.
You do good work.
And then it starts smashing the other body against the wall until like the greaves and such fall off. Just starts crunching into it.
So now that it's currently occupied eating, that should kind of keep it busy for a little while.
It keeps working on the one that it's been eating, and you see it lower the one that's been deshelled effectively back into the silt, and it's still watching you as the other body has not been fully removed.
Deshelled.
Glint kind of gestures. He says, "I'm going to go look around over here. Let me know if there's
Tendril
anything else."
Slams into the wall, and then it kind of turns and points at the one on the ground, and then snaps back up into the ceiling.
I'm sorry?
Finish the armor.
Through two,
Oh.
you only did one.
Oh, okay. Well, I was doing both, but that's fine.
No,
So,
you
yeah.
just did the one. It takes 4 minutes or so for it to do
Okay.
it. So
Oh, yeah, then he will go ahead and finish stripping the armor off the second one.
okay.
Make sure this thing has plenty of food to eat, so it's going to be occupied for a little while.
Yeah. Well, it's not eating the other one, the one that you took the armor off. It
No,
just put
that's
it back
fine.
in the puddle, and then once you've
Right.
got the second one finished with armor, it does the same thing, kind of moves it up. If you do make any motions towards moving closer to it, the eye will immediately snap on you, and its tendril will kind of flare out, kind of in a posture to defend that doorway, and it says,
What are you doing?
We're just looking around. Apparently, a lot happened. We're just trying to kind of figure out what happened while we were gone.
These assholes showed up, and I killed them. They died because they wished to proceed. If you would like to join them, feel free to progress.
What's over here that's so important to you?
None of your fucking business.
Oh damn, got a mouth on him.
Well,
and as you kind of move closer, you actually do see something strange that you're kind of noting here. Looking at the creature as it's talking to you, it has like a conical head. Obviously, it's a stalactite, but settled at its top, kind of like wedged on there, is a crown, not too dissimilar from the one you're wearing.
Oh shit.
King of the Ropers.
So using Arcana.
King of the Ropers.
So using Arcana and my own sort of telekinetic psychic abilities, would I be able to create some sort of link?
Unless you don't have an ability that does that, I don't think.
No, I'm not telepathic yet. I
Yeah,
just
then
wasn't
no.
sure if there was some other utility of this crown I could unlock.
No. The crown does what I told you it does.
That's fair. I'm just, forgive me for trying to
Right.
think outside the box.
No, yeah. So the crown that it's wearing isn't identical. It's similar. It doesn't have the eyes and such, but yeah, it looks like some sort of like circlet or kind of tiara, a very fancy crown that's been kind of just forced onto the spike of.
Oh, it's the fucking crown of intellect.
Yeah, maybe.
That's fucking funny. Well, I thought we had established a bit of a rapport here. I guess I was mistaken. But clearly, there's no need for us to be enemies.
What do you plan to do with the shells?
Oh, I don't know. If there's anything useful about them, we may take them elsewhere, possibly sell them, possibly wear them.
Kind of slams the body against the wall again with like a sickening splat, and then kind of looks at it. You see it kind of reach out with another tendril and then wishbone the legs of it, dropping the heavier side down a bit and then taking the leg and crunching the thigh off, and it kind of just turns its head again upside down looking at you. So it's this very weird paradigm. Like the eye is below the mouth and it's kind of catching the thigh and just breaking it off in its mouth, and it says,
Then I think our business is done. A fair trade.
it's not stupid.
Sure.
It's got an intelligence of 19, am I right?
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
I'm sorry, do you mind if I have a look over here?
I do.
Okay. Well, then he looks over at Orlandis and shrugs and he says, I guess we'll be on our way.
You trying to code something?
No, like
Oh,
we're
okay.
leaving.
Okay.
Wait, let's fight a roper. That's smart, you guys.
Yeah.
And as he sort of starts heading back towards the stairs, he looks at Orlandis. He says, "Well, that was weird."
Yeah. So I will kind of do a refresh or like a what you missed, like an alternate universe moment. Had you come down here looking for the key and not been badass at unlocking doors, Roper would have captured the first person because you wouldn't have known about ropers because you wouldn't have fought him yet, right? Would have been looking out for
Okay.
him. Would have
True
caught somebody and held them aloft over the waterway, just out of reach for them to fight, and said to the others,
You, if you wish your friend to live, go get me something to eat.
and so you would have had to go get something. If you'd gotten like a troglodyte, it wouldn't have been very happy with it, but it would have traded you the guy. If you got it the bear, then it would have been very, very happy with you, trading the bear for not only the dead guy, but also something it has in its secret little.
Oh, well, there's an idea. Hey, if I bring you more food, can I have a look over there?
No, it's got plenty. Yeah, again, that was an alternate universe that didn't happen.
That's right.
Yeah. Now that it's been satiated by killing Denisovans who foolishly made their way over here, it's got enough food to last it for about a month.
So,
I'm back in.
Oh, they must
in a
have
month.
really slow metabolisms.
That was good for him. Or it.
Is
Normally-
the
From a ceiling.
Normally, ropers, what they'll do is they'll just catch fish and eat one, and that'll last like a couple days. So they'll catch several and just leave them on the ground. It doesn't care if it rots; it's still edible to it.
is the armor any good?
It's half plate, or no, sorry, it's full plate. But again, it's the Denisovan, so the arms don't work because too long. So they're not gonna. You could use it as half plate. But,
Yeah, I've got better armor already.
Fair enough.
Might be worth. I don't know. Might be worth it to sell to somebody. Fuck. Well, Glenn kind of makes his way back to the main chamber and says, "We should probably leave. Doesn't look like there's anything useful to be gained here. These little tributaries feeding into this pond here, are any of them big enough for somebody to squeeze through?"
No, you're talking about back at the waterway? Okay, you're all the way back at there. Hold on.
I did say I was heading back to the main chamber.
From what you can see, no. It definitely looks like they are very tiny, narrow kind of passageways for water and water alone. Like it's kind of like you're looking in a pipe that's just flushing out water into it. You can go ahead and make a perception check, though.
I really need to pick up proficiency in perception.
Okay, you have no idea about anything regarding any of the tunnelways. You're very kind of just confused by the whole lot. It's just a mess of water, and it all seems to be heading south to where it connects with the other waterway and heads to the west.
So, I guess does somebody want to record 2 suits of Denisovan plate on the party treasury?
You have access to that just as much as the rest of us.
You can do it.
Is that
I don't
pinned?
have any.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pinned thing.
Rush of Madness, loot, excellent.
Haha.
Anybody else want to do anything?
We checked this out, right?
I don't know where you're pinging.
Yeah, that's where the scorched dude was, I believe.
Oh,
Yep.
okay, gotcha. Just making sure.
Yeah, the passageway past the roper and the passageway that the water floods into, the waterfall to a lesser degree, and obviously the Darrow Horde are the two are the main spaces that you haven't really fully searched.
Right.
Does
And
anyone?
there's-
Oh no, I was gonna ask, does anyone have speak with the dead?
No.
I don't think so. Let me look.
The cleric spell.
I don't have it prepped.
Damn.
No.
I was gonna say talk to Nightmare or use it on
Oh,
Nightmare.
jeez.
Here,
What
I can
happened
tell you.
there?
I can tell you what she's gonna say. Ah!
You look great. Have you lost weight?
Want to
200
lose
pounds?
12 pounds of unsightly fat? Cut off your head.
Like,
I don't remember. It's some
8?
British guy.
I think it's supposed to be like only like 8 pounds
No,
at
that's like 12
max.
pounds.
Is it?
Yeah.
Kind of sad.
I've
At
never
least in the
weighed my
joke
head
it is.
before. Well, yeah, but I mean, like in real life. I
Yeah,
think.
it's about 12 pounds. Feels lighter because you have, a bunch of muscles keeping it float. But
I'm sorry, was this the stairwell we came down?
Yep.
Yeah, this right here, that's the stairwell we came down.
Huh?
That door's locked. We really
Oh.
should have kept that room for anything useful.
It's 11.
If you want.
Fuck it, I kind of want to kill that Darrow. Kind of want to kill that Darrow on principle alone, even though he didn't do anything wrong.
Okay.
Why are we killing him?
He's just an old man.
That's just to vent my frustration at this whole fucking
You
event.
can't because he locked the door.
You'd have to unlock the door.
Yeah, we'd have to open it again then.
Yeah. And there's nothing to be gained here. This was just a big fucking waste of time.
Well,
We gain the knowledge that the Denisovans fucking suck.
Yeah, they take
And
everything.
they killed all of our friends, so
Yes.
they must die.
they didn't kill the roper.
They didn't kill the roper. They can't. He's
Yeah, well, I doubt he's gonna come to our aid.
I mean,
Will
it'll
he
take him a
even
while at
move?
10 feet around to get to the city, so we might need to
We can
wait a
check
while.
with him in about a month
Mhm.
when he's hungry again. Well, just before a month. Be like, oh, you're running out of food. We got plenty up there.
Hey, buddy, you wanna eat a vampire? What is this?
I mean,
You-
honestly, the only reason Glint isn't on the pile is because Glint smells bad.
Okay.
You ever
Glint's
eat a
undead.
tabaxi? You don't
Well, I
have
mean,
to
not
tell them
technically.
that they're
Glint's close enough to undead to not be desired.
Fair. Small miracles.
The other ones were a little bit more starved, which is why they attacked on. And also, we're a breeding pair, so they were looking at preparing for feeding children.
That's fair.
Okay.
Kids will eat anything.
How big are baby ropers?
I don't know. Why'd you murder those? Why'd you murder that beautiful couple? Probably could have found out in about a year or two.
Oh no.
They attacked us first.
Fair
it was
enough.
self-defense.
Not 100% is true. Yeah, that's accurate. I mean, if you wanted the answer to it, you could have just let yourself die. We could have changed the game into like WandaVision, but for ropers. Like,
Roper Sims?
it's just like a sitcom, like a family sitcom, but it's two ropers.
Yeah.
When it's bored, you hear the track. Aww.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, it's like dinosaurs. You remember that show? And like the baby,
I've-
the baby
Oh,
roper.
Yeah, with a
Yeah.
really
Videos.
depressing ending.
Yeah, the greatest
That's
ending.
true.
This one would have the same. It would be like a war that causes cataclysm.
Not
above
the
them.
mama.
Yeah.
Don't kick the baby.
But it's
I
a
thought
roper.
don't
Or
kick
don't hate the. No, you're right. I messed it up. I
Yeah.
combined it with South Park. It's
Yeah.
don't hate the baby. You're right.
Yeah, don't hate the baby. Which they
Ugh.
probably got from dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Not the mama. Not the mama. Not the mama.
Well, that's a great segue. But yeah, again, however you would like to proceed. Again, the dungeon is as it is. I'm not trying to harbor you from
I'm gonna
anything.
go home.
Do what you want at your pleasure. But yeah, obviously, there's a
Orlando.
lot of not good here. Sure.
Orlando's is just gonna go home. Back to party.
Yeah. All right. I quit.
I'm done with this shit.
Just don't want to deal anymore.
Does anyone have
You gotta get
thaumaturgy?
remarried somewhere, somehow.
Nope.
Does anyone have the thaumaturgy cantrip?
I have all of the cantrips. I don't have any.
Any
I
I have inspiring word 3 times a day.
Wait, that's a lie. I have one cantrip.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, what would you folks like to do?
Go back.
kill-
Well, like
Go
discuss
back.
it as a team. Like try and do it in character.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Work out what you're doing.
Clearly, we're not having much luck this way.
Yes,
Yeah.
it would seem that our allies have been disposed of.
Very disposed of.
Do we go back to the Rusty Blade?
I mean,
I
Not
wish
sure.
to go back, but there are so many things that need to be done. We need to kill the Lycoi. We need to end the Denizatvin approach here. We need to avenge our fallen comrades. There are too many fucking things on the plate right now.
Yeah, I kind of want to see if, I mean, while we're here, we could spend more resources to try to make the most of this excursion. As far as seeing about dispelling the spell on that door to see if we can get through to that area. Perhaps like making an actual chore of checking out the room with the Darrow to see if there is anything useful in there. Because clearly, if the Darrow's still there, then the Denisovans didn't go through.
We
I
will
don't think
find-
that opening the door with the rune is going to be possible again.
He will fight us, and I do not want to kill an old blind man.
I don't think he was blind. I just think his eyes were solid white.
True, and there's a part of me that thinks we might actually be doing him a favor.
I mean, he is stuck in that little cave, I suppose.
Yeah, he's sworn to serve the blaze hatchets that he can't even recognize when one of them are addressing him directly.
If you all wish to kill him, you can. I will not participate. I just want to find out what we can do about the Denisovan occupation. Yes.
Well, we came here in search of. We initially came here in search of blaze hatchet weapons. We left with some, but apparently the Denisovans left with more. So,
I'd say that's fair.
I do not think there is much else left here.
no, me neither.
The other option we have is to go after the ones that were on taking apart the ship. But I don't know what good that'll get us at this point.
Oh no, there was far, far too many for us to bother with them.
Fair enough.
I think we should first go back to Albrecht, tell him of the situation.
I would hate to have come all this way for nothing.
I don't think there is anything here.
Yeah, at some point you have to just kind of let it go.
We should take this loss and move forward.
Yeah.
Glenn heads upstairs.
Okay. So do I have it? The group is basically taking this as a loss and just leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than killing the old guy or the roper, I don't know what we can do, and it didn't seem like people are
These are both
gung
options.
ho about that.
Yeah, but I mean, what? The only
Be
thing
more
really...
likely to kill the roper for Lose than to kill a crazy old dude.
I mean, that's only like the only point in killing the roper would be if we want to see what's on the other side of that passageway that he is so determined to protect.
Mm.
And to get a circlet of intellect.
That is true.
That
would
as
do it
well.
too. But again, it's just depending on how murderous you want to be. It's obviously a creature that can talk. It's just obviously not going to do much in the way of negotiating.
Yeah, unless we want to throw somebody a bit more charismatic at the problem.
Or tasty.
Orlandus?
No, I have too much shell.
Too crunchy.
Too country.
I could take it off you.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, Glenn will help again.
Too much shell. Too
Yeah,
much
he
shell.
likes stripping dead bodies.
I'm getting the technique down.
Oh no.
It's a bit
Too
creepy.
much shell.
However you folks would like to proceed. Again, I'm not going to try and force your hand on any directions. As I
We're gonna
mentioned,
go
the
back
only,
to the Rusty Blade.
the only spaces that you haven't really covered, the waterfall, the pathway that leads to the west, the water pass that leads to the west, the Darrow's Horde, and the Roper, or whatever it's guarding.
You said the water passage to where?
To the west.
The west.
Oh yeah, so back in the way of the Roper.
No.
Mm.
West.
No, the Roper's to the east.
Oh wait, so
you said west, not east.
East.
oh, but the water passage to the west just goes back upstairs.
There's this water passage down here.
I said it goes downwards.
Oh, sorry, I thought it only came down here and went on that
No.
way.
So waterfall on the north side of the map,
Right.
descends, heads to the west.
Okay, I mean, sure. I guess we can see what lies this way. Would somebody like to tie me off?
Your spider climb.
Well, when you put
Yeah,
it
I
that
know.
way,
But I'm saying,
So
Yeah.
in case
you would
our
know that spider climb is probably a bad choice. So if you aren't
Oh, okay.
familiar with underwater caverns that have water in them,
Mhm.
sediment will build up on the surface layers.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
if you're putting your weight on it through magical means, like a suction cuppy thing, you're going to pull flat panels off and kind of fall
Right.
from them. You're not
Okay.
going to have
Oh.
solid grounding.
so yeah, the predominant reason I'm going to explore is because I don't need to breathe.
yeah,
That's
we
fair.
can. Yeah, time
You
off.
literally
just
Orlandis can hold.
Go fishing with him. Just throw him into
Yeah.
the water.
Right.
With a
I'm
rope
saying is
attached.
tie me off in case I
Yeah.
run into trouble. Then you guys can pull me back.
Okay, we'll do that. So he's
So,
over here.
I'm currently missing my 50 feet of rope. It is currently in a tunnel over by the dead giant.
I will say, you did see bundles and bundles of rope inside of the storage hoard.
I've got rope.
I'm sure there are lockpicks in there too, right?
John, we're not
There's probably-
murdering the
Actually,
There's
old
probably a
man.
lot of useful shit in there, but we
Fun
just
fact, you would have seen at least 10 of each item inside of the player's handbook, except for
Jesus
potions of healing.
Christ.
Oh, and horses, obviously.
Oh, nice. A wand of greater wish.
Oh, no, that's not in the player's handbook.
no. That's in the Dungeon Master's Guide.
Yeah, totally different book.
Totally different book.
I have rope.
However, 10 chickens.
So we have 50 feet of rope.
At least for me, yes.
And I also have 50.
Tied off together would lose about 5 on each side, so 90 feet of rope. And then tied to Glint would lose about 5 more feet, so 85 feet of rope.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't have rope.
And of course, you would
I
need
don't
about
think I
5
have
feet
it.
of slack to be able to hold and keep them aloft. So it's more like 80 feet of rope when we're all said and done with it. If you
That's
guys
still a nice chunk.
do that and
That
kind
right
of
here.
focus on holding the rope and just dropping him into the water, he goes 80 feet and it kind of winds a bit and is very, very kind of fast and rapid. So you're kind of bouncing about. But you're able to kind of get some purchase on the water underneath, or the walls underneath the water. But that said, 80 feet is not enough for you to get anywhere with clearance. It's definitely got a decent amount of airspace above, so you could definitely move through the water. It will be rough swimming, so it will require some people who don't have spider climb to kind of, fight the water to keep their head afloat. But beyond 80 feet, you don't know what happens in this rapid. But it's moving at a quick enough pace that wherever it's going, it's probably getting there pretty quick.
Glint makes his way back and he says, "We're going to need more rope."
In all honesty, the measure that you're actually getting is if you want to see what's on the other side of this passageway, you need to just jump in, is what I'm trying to say here. Sorry.
So,
that wasn't clear.
okay, so at the end of the rope, how confident does Glint feel in his ability to make it back without the rope?
So nigh impossible. The water's pushing at a very, very heavy clip, enough to move a body about like 50 feet around without any kind of effort. So it's moving at a pretty strong clip. And yeah, like I said, your spider climb is able to kind of sufficiently help you kind of maneuver down the tunnelway. But again, it's not sticking very well due to the fact that water's running past it, and there's a lot of buildup of sediment that's kind of flaking off and pulling away from you when you.
You know what? Fuck it. He unties himself.
You're going up and telling
Yeah.
them that what the situation is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's just gonna head back and
Just
he's
wanna
gonna
make
say,
so you untie yourself,
look,
but you're on land,
right.
and you tell them
He heads
everything.
back and he says 80 feet is not enough. I'm very curious to see where this leads.
And then after untying the rope, you dive in, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll see you on the other side.
All right, go ahead and make a new character.
And
For aeons, but no, you're not dead.
Okay.
Okay,
you're
cool.
just gonna wish you were.
So yeah, he jumps into the water and goes flying into the chute and disappears in the darkness. I'm gonna leave that just vague as fuck for a minute while everyone else decides what they want to do.
Not that.
True. Not that.
Oh yeah. Now you don't want to go off on your own.
Well,
Well, of course, it's not on his own. You're there.
I'm willing to go off on my own, just not down a death chute with water.
Technically, we don't know if it is a death chute or not.
That is also true. Just
I don't even know if I can swim.
Orlandis is gonna help Cassia swim. Or learn
Does
how
that
to
mean you're
swim
throwing
again.
me in? God!
Yeet.
Into the deep end!
I'm gonna roll up my untie and roll up my rope and put it back, and then okay, I guess I'll dive in too.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta say, Elizabeth, I love you right now.
Orlandis is just gonna simply wait. He's just gonna wait. Just
Just
gonna wait.
fucking swan dives.
Astragot.
I mean, it's not really much I can do, so follow suit, I guess.
All right. We'll just say that Volgard is likewise, I assume. And then that leaves Orlandis.
I think Tom is flipping a coin here.
Castia.
Castia's gonna look at Orlandis waiting and look at the pit where Lose went in, look back and forth, and then go. And then jump in. That's what.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
And then
Trying to
So-
look.
With my tremor sense, would I be able to detect them coming behind me?
absolutely not. There's no ground you're touching that's in line with them. Tremor sense doesn't work in water.
Oh, okay.
This is the energy that Orlandis is giving off while Castia just jumps
Well-
into the fucking water.
I want to apologize real quick. Tremor sense will work in water, but not your tremor sense. Your tremor sense is specifically grounded tremor sense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there are some creatures that can echolocate, and it's basically a form of tremor sense, but yeah, not you. But speaking of, I had a segue and it didn't work. Orlandis, are you jumping in or are you staying up there by yourself?
Everyone's already gone. I'm just gonna inspire myself by talking to myself for 10 minutes. And I'm gonna give myself 5 temp HP, and then I'm gonna jump in.
So you'll be last. Go ahead and everybody make
Yeah.
an athletics check.
Oh no!
Oh, no. Oh, Mr.
Oh dear God.
No.
I'm too concerned about getting my clothes dirty.
No, that's
You said athletics?
Yep.
yeah.
Mm.
Can't roll shit today. Actually, I can't roll shit ever in this game.
Astrogoth, you're going to take 7 points of bludgeoning damage. I'll explain how everything goes as we move through it. Glenn, it looks like you're going to be taking 6 points of bludgeoning damage. So, Castia, Lose, you're fine. Orlandis, you were rolling an athletics check.
10 minutes from now.
Are you
Yes.
even coming with us?
Yeah. Okay. And you're fine.
22.
You take no damage. Okay, so as you hop in, like I said, the water flushes through very quickly, very fast. You're kind of moving through the rush and kind of able to kind of navigate it as it's wide enough inside for you to kind of keep away from the walls. That is for most of you. Ashergoth, you are very large, and also your arms are also really lanky. So as you're kind of
You and Dennis Fodvin?
as you're trying to kind of like, keep yourself in the center, you keep on winding off in these big paddle swings towards the sides and kind of slamming into rocks with a little bit of a meaty kind of thunk. And then Glint, you very much underestimated the kind of current, but only slightly, and kind of you keep on reaching out to try and grab a hold of it. You're very kind of focused on the spider climb functionality of your personage, and it just kind of instinctively keeps happening, but you very quickly realize it's drawing you closer to the walls, and it's not a good effort because you're not able to get a cling. And so you just kind of batter against the walls a little bit.
I will use my protective field to reduce the damage.
Can you click that for me real quick?
It's whenever I take damage.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to see if there was one specific wording there. I just gotta double check it every time.
So many words.
Right.
That you can see. So, oh no, sorry, that's right. When you take damage or someone you can see, right? Go ahead and do it. That's fine. Waste of psionic dice. But
Yeah,
then everyone, starting with Glint first, and then everybody else, you are thrown out and fall about 30 feet, and then hit water. And everybody takes 4 points of bludgeoning damage at that point.
Including me?
In addition to what you got, yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
And as you kind of fall out into a small little pond area that kind of recesses out to a small little waterway with a dwarvish bridge. You also see a rope ladder that ascends upwards quite a number of hundreds of feet that looks very similar to a pipe that you descended down from inside the Dwergar's lair. This does appear to be the same place that you were when you dealt with the dragon.
So Glenn immediately makes his way to the shore, and then after low save comes flying out, he realizes that, oh shit, they followed me. And so then he starts, helping pull people out of the water.
I don't think we knew about this little cave over here, did we?
Just passed it by. I mean, you moved through it for certain.
Oh.
Yeah, so the waterway definitely does continue. It looks like where it hits splits off into two separate paths. The path to the east leads to the lake, the Black Lake, where the dragon was located. The path to the west was never really explored. But you did come around this way, at least one or two of you, and there was a little corner alcove over there that had nothing in it, but someone had explored it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Just a good old-fashioned dead end. But yeah, the waterway that goes to the west, there is a passageway. The water here is a lot calmer than the water you just dealt with, and it looks like it just kind of goes in a similar kind of tunnel. Best way I can describe that tunnel is like an unworked kind of Pirates of the Caribbean ride. It looks like it's got low, swimmable.
Oh, did we get our pictures taken while we were shooting through that tunnel, like the flume rides?
I attempted to just put scared faces on everybody and then Photoshop them into fucking the boat.
Oh my gosh.
I think Lose and Caspia, since we passed the saves in there, we're doing the thing that a bunch of people do where they glue chess pieces onto a chessboard so they can look like they're playing chess as they're going down the food. Yeah.
For certain. So from this position, you would know that there are 4 known points of exit from this place based on what you remember. There's the waterway to the west. There is the ladder that ascends upwards. There's the hole at the bottom of the lake. And there was, probably is not still, the passageway that ascends to the lake. You're raising your hand. Are you trying to ask a question?
Oh no, sorry. I was flabbergasted by something.
Sorry.
My computer was doing a thing, and I was like, "Why?"
Oh, okay.
Doesn't the ladder lead back up to the past that door? Yeah.
The
want to
forge
go
would be what that's called.
the forge.
Or the foundry. The foundry.
Oh. I mean, now that we're here, it might be worth checking it out. Now that there's not a magical door in the way.
Right. So now that we have access to the forge, it might be worth. I mean, obviously that's where we were trying to get before. So,
Yeah.
Glenn's gonna take a quick detour down towards the lake side, just to see if anything has changed since the last time.
Less pipes or passageways for water that are descending down into the lake. The lake doesn't have the same swirl as it did before. There's not like cascades that are falling from the ceiling into it. Looks like those have been sealed over.
Okay. Is all that coinage still there?
No. You took
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I couldn't recall if we had taken all of it. Okay. Nothing out of the ordinary. He moves back to rejoin the party and suggests that we head up to the forge.
Lose starts going up the ladder.
Glint is right behind her. Hatching dragons. Oh no, I fucking knew it.
I killed one before. I can kill 6 more.
If
I ain't
you
scared.
all go,
That's spirit.
if you all go up the ladder,
More dots.
you get to the point where you are at the top of the ladder. You remember that there was the kind of walk that required a bit of an acrobatics check to get across to where you first came from. But looking at it here, it looks like there is a part of the wall that appears to be slightly ajar directly in front of you. I mean to say, the door or the wall looks like it's a secret door that wasn't closed all the way.
Love secret doors.
Not as good as secret tunnels.
Well, it does look like it's a tunnel.
Okay, best of both.
Best of yeah.
You see the back end of a secret door up ahead, and it looks like there's a passageway to the left, which looks like it would lead to yet another secret door's back end. This is some sort of like hidden passageway that connects to 3 different locations in the space.
Glint will go first, kind of proceeding very carefully. Well, I mean, once we actually get into the passageway.
Oh, I'm already in there.
I mean, you know, if you want to take the lead, be my guest, but I figured I could at least have a little bit of a way to like perceive ahead with my tremor sense.
Oh, that's fair.
So, with that in mind, Glint would like to take the lead.
Shimmy on in, bud.
Yeah, so this little alcove off to the right, that's a dead end. Nothing there.
Nothing there.
Okay, so yeah, Glint's gonna head up this way to the first door. Does he detect anything?
No.
Okay. And then is there? You said there's another door at the end of this passage.
Yeah, each of the ends of passages have
Okay.
doors.
And was this other door ajar?
No, neither of these 2 are ajar.
Okay. So this door here, Glint's gonna check it for traps and see if it's locked.
Cool. Yeah, none of that. Let's say it looked like you're splitting off. Is that right? You're opening this secret door here?
Yeah.
After Glint kind of gives the nod that it's not. Okay. You open the door.
Yeah, Glint's gonna open his door as well.
Okay. So you'll both get 2 sights, 2 very different sights. Let's say when you open your door, you enter into what appears to be a small closet area. You're kind of pushing aside a shelf as you're opening up that door. And it looks like everything's been kind of dispensed of. Everything's been kind of taken out. And the door that is kind of placed here, it looks like it was barred on your side.
Oh, okay. So I could unbar it.
Yep.
And open.
You'd enter into what appears to be a bedroom. Glint, as you open up yours, you see dozens of dead dwarves. Looks like they've been dead for a little while. And you also see a number of bodies of orcs present here. Looks like they all died in very similar fashion, cut or burnt by some other opposing force. It looks like some of them were fighting against one another, like orcs versus dwarves. It does look like there's also blood splatter of a third variety, but it definitely looks like there's patches in the fighting area here where bodies might have been laying but are no longer present.
Jesus. So it looks like these bodies died around the same time as like the other dead bodies we've seen.
Yep.
Okay.
From everything you can see here, there are definitely more blank spots where bodies would have been,
Right.
and orc bodies than there are dwarf bodies. So it looks like the dwarves won this fight by numbers.
Right. So it looks like
counting the number metric.
So it looks like the dwarves got embroiled in some fight with the orcs, and while they were busy fighting the orcs, the Denisaphians arrived, and there was just a slaughter all over the place.
That's a take. Yeah, sure.
Then there's another door over here.
Yeah, and before you get to that, Castia and Astrogoth and Orlandis, you see the others kind of moving that way. Cassia, it looks like you're kind of taking a middle ground. I'll go ahead and let you decide first which direction you're going following.
If she can see the dead bodies from here, she would probably be heading that way to look for survivors, despite the fact knowing there probably won't be any.
Astrogoth?
Probably take a look at that as well.
Okay. And then Orlandis, are you moving after Lose or after the other portion of the group? Sorry, Astrogoth. The dead bodies are to the north.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
No worries.
Lose went left?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. They
Alright. He will also go left then, just to see what the fuck is going on.
So, Lose, it looks like a bed chamber. It definitely looks like there was a very nice wooden dwarvish bed here and a dwarvish kind of desk. But those look like they're very ancient and very destroyed from a long time ago. And it looks like there is a bed place that looks like very comfortable, but very much less crafty. It doesn't look like much effort was put into it. You can see next to the bed space that there is a braid, and it is of the same color as Nymira's hair. Kind of an orangey color.
So then she might have not died in that room.
You can make a history check.
Okay.
I'm sorry, is it like a braid or a scalp?
So it's a braid, and you would know that dwarves, unlike elves, will sometimes, when they are committed to a conflict, cut their hair or cut their beards if they think they're going to die.
So she probably knew then.
Yeah, you would have noticed her hair was shorter in the bag if you took a look at Nymira's severed head.
No.
Well, I found it.
It looks like this might have been Nymira's room.
Okay.
And if you move to open the other doors, it'll kind of prove that that's the case, as just beyond the door is Durgaden's crypt. And
is this a door?
A door to the north that leads into a chamber that looks like it's been completely drained of everything that was in it. Again, you can kind of see the scrape marks on the ground. It might have been some sort of resource or something of import. The thing you'll notice about the ground around the crypt, the Durgaden crypt, is there's scorch marks all over the place, but it looks like the actual crypt surface is unmarred. Looks like there are broken weapons on the ground, Denisaphian weapons that they probably tried to use to kind of attack this crypt to no avail.
So the crypt is safe. Well, that's good news.
Yeah, small blessings.
Yeah, we got the little tiny things. We're gonna just go ahead and move around the crypt and then to that main chamber.
The
that
main
was
chamber.
beyond it.
Hold on a second. Yeah. When you enter the main chamber, it doesn't look like there's much signs of fighting. It definitely looks like whoever was kind of stationed here had already left or, moved from this place. So the presumption is that the attack was joined outside, based on what you saw in the supply chambers. And when you move beyond that point to the three statues, you will note that the secret doors and the door that leads into the main chamber here are broken off of their hinges, completely demolished. And when you come around the way and look up the stairs to the door, when you kind of go up that way, you would see that the glyph is on this side as well. And it appears to be completely shut to you. It's not watery right now, but the glyph is present there.
Okay.
And I would like for you to make a perception check.
All right.
There's a
Not good at perceiving today.
There's a mumbling. It sounds like there's someone on the other side of the door. How many? You're not sure, but it sounds like there are people speaking on the other side of the door. You can't hear them despite your elvish ears. No,
this door?
The main door with the glyph.
The door. Okay, the door.
Yeah, when you go up to check it, you hear that there's somebody on the other side talking. How many there are, you're not sure, and what they're saying, you're absolutely not sure. But there's definitely people on the other side there.
That's very spooky.
I'm sorry, is that on the other side of the door with the glyph?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Where Lose and Orlando's are.
Again, if it's not connecting, I can help you out, but I think it should make sense.
Yeah.
If you want to discuss it out of character, anybody who thinks they get what's happening here.
Well, you said that it was a pocket thing, like a bag of holding, but for people.
Right.
Throw the haversack in there.
When it activated, it went from blue to red.
Yeah. And it's not currently glowing, it just has the glyph.
It is glowing. It's glowing blue.
Oh, blue. Can I do a little knock on it again? Like a tap like I did before? Does it turn red when I touch it?
If you touch it with a knock. Yeah, it does exactly what it did last time. And then you hear a hold, like a sound on the other side, like someone's issuing a command on the opposite side as the portal or the word turns red.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, well, I think if we... would we know that if we are able to dispel the magic, would it release anybody that is trapped in this dungeon?
I'm not answering questions regarding that, no.
Let's say, is there someone there?
You don't hear anything in response.
Okay.
Then you see the word flare blue for a second and then vanish. Then you hear a voice on the other side say, "Yes, we are here to help. Just unlock the door.
Sorry, we lost the key."
You should be able to unlock it from your side without it."
Looks at Orlando's.
Mostly.
Make another perception check, the both of you.
Both.
Since you're the ones up there, yeah.
Oh god. Better than before. Better than nope.
Okay.
Got a 7.
You know what? I'm gonna give Jonah my inspiration.
There's a hint of an accent there. Pretty savvy, having been in the town fighting against these folks for a while, and being inspired by being close to someone with such great, keen perception. You would note a tinge of Denisovin accent in the word that he just said. Words that he was saying.
Okay.
Just unlock the door.
There's no weaponry here on the other side, right? That we can use as a ballista?
No, there's no ballista on the other side.
Okay. Alright.
You psychopath.
Orlandis is gonna whisper, Lucy, get everyone and be ready.
Keep in mind the person who is on the other side was able of disarming this ward.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure you understand that before we get into it.
I'm not gonna open it.
Okay.
I'm just saying, get everyone, get ready.
Okay.
I will take this opportunity to remind the group that this secret passageway that Lose opened bars from this side.
It was barred. Yeah.
I'm saying
It's almost like somebody went into that closet, barred it, and then went through the secret passageway somewhere.
Right.
That is suggesting that you just bar it again so they can't follow you.
Yeah.
Right.
So Orlandis should probably follow.
Get over
But they
here.
can't open it, right?
They can't open it. They asked you to do it.
Okay. Alright,
Yeah.
so then yes. Orlandis would follow. Because he was just gonna stand there just in case they tried to open it. Yeah, okay. So yeah, we're leaving.
Oh, we didn't even get a chance to check the forge.
True.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, you've got time. They want you
Or-
to open the door.
Forge looks like it's been absconded of everything that was of use.
Okay.
It looks like someone left here in a hurry and took everything.
Okay.
That's fair. Alright, so we're retracing our steps and then barring the door.
Fair. So, you said you were heading over to which store was it again, Clint? Not wanting to get too far away from you. We just want to make sure we're keeping time even.
Okay, so there's a door here.
Yep. And you open
There's a
it?
door here. And there's a door here.
If you try to open this door on the south there, it doesn't open. It appears to be
Shit,
locked.
there's a lot of doors here.
There are a lot, yeah. This is where most of the Dwergar were staying. Until I map changed.
Damn, okay.
So, stop for a second. As you kind of move out to this font, you hear kind of like this very melodic sound coming from the water at the font.
Okay. Is this
Here.
make my monster sense tingle?
It's a very similar kind of like sound to when you were inside of the Lycoi's basement. The kind of first effect that you kind of dealt with in that place, like a lingering dead that's kind of present here.
Well, considering the context, Glint does not want to rouse the ire of this ghost and would prefer, if anybody is going to deal with whatever spirit is in there, it would probably best be a dwarf.
So you leave, and
preferably a blaze hatchet. So when he returns to this main chamber, he relays that information. He says, "There's a pond at the end of the hallway. I believe there's a spirit, possibly a dwarvish spirit there."
Cool.
Right. And then you said this door is locked.
Yep.
Can I take a moment to inspect the lock and sort of assess the difficulty of it?
It's not too dissimilar from the one downstairs or upstairs.
Is the door also
downstairs?
Ironwood?
Downstairs, yeah.
Is the door also ironwood?
It's not.
Okay. Are these other two doors locked?
No. So when you pop those ones open, another small little skirmish, and this one here, similar. It looks like two dwarves dead in here, no dead bodies besides. In the one that you opened, this is the first and only time you actually see the corpse of a Denisophan present. This one here.
I kick it.
Okay.
And he says, Astrogoth, we've got a locked door over here.
Oh, let's give it another shot.
Okay.
Am I helping you?
Well, considering my rolls are fucking garbage, I think you actually have a better chance of opening it if I help you.
All right, so that's with advantage then, right?
Yep.
Hey.
You get your picks in there, and sure enough, you pop that bad boy open. Inside, there's a human woman sitting at a desk. She turns to look at you and she says, "Oh, what was all that noise not so long ago? Who are you?"
Does she have long arms?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
We
Great.
are.
Racial profiling? That's great.
Damn, Jonah, Florida getting you.
We are. We're friends of the Dwergar. We came to. Well, we came to visit them, and
What
we
of
noticed.
Nymera?
She is unfortunately dead. She has been slain by the Denisophans.
Troubling.
Yes.
I
Yes,
am-
we are trying to sort of understand what happened here.
I don't know what's happened here either. I just heard a bunch of noise and then it went silent. I'm sorry. What was your name again?
My name is Glint. Glint Veilhouse.
Oh. She kind of looks up into your eyes and smiles, and you can see like she's very comely woman. And there's just this sense of like, I don't know, like your blood kind of boils a bit at the sight of her. Like not in hatred, just kind of like she has a very attractive face. Unless that's not if you don't lean that way, that's fine. But she's a very attractive woman, is what I'm trying to relay here. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I see where this is going.
Give me your soul.
Damn.
She is very,
Malika!
very charming. So charming that you are magically charmed by her. And she says,
Keeps fucking happening to you, Chad.
"Will you help me get out of here?"
Gladly. I
Thank
would
you.
love nothing more than to help you get out of here.
Thank you so much. And again, you are not bound to do anything for her. You just are more inclined to. You're very friendly towards her. She stands up. She walks towards you and kind of like moves towards the door. And everyone who sees her, she's wearing kind of almost looks like prison garb. And she grabs a robe off of one of the shelves and throws it on her as she kind of steps out into the room. Glint, enamored, kind of like hold the door open for her. She's coming up, and everyone else sees her. Bright red hair, human looking, in face, except like paragon of beauty. She just exudes this kind of sexuality as she kind of walks out into the open space. She's got this certain walk about her that's like very hippie, like she's just walking very suggestively is the best way I can kind of describe it. And as she kind of steps into the space, kind of looks at everybody, she says, "Oh, great, let's get out of here. Let's leave. I don't want to be here anymore." Nymera said she would be back.
I'm not like bound to follow her, right?
No. You're not her servant, I don't think. Let me look.
Okay. I'd like to
Oh,
head
yeah,
in here.
Double check.
Sorry, yeah. You're charmed, you obey verbal and telepathic commands from her, yeah. Sorry.
Okay, so I wouldn't be
Yeah,
as much as Glint would like to go in here and check out these other doors.
Well, she definitely wants to leave. So yeah, you definitely
Yeah.
want her to get out of here.
His main priority is keeping his lady happy.
Why were you locked in there?
Locked in? I had the door locked. I didn't want anyone coming in. The door was locked from the outside.
Cassia, please, we have no time for silly questions.
We've got to get out of here. We have to save her.
Don't
Well,
But are there others around in here?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, I see the dead bodies, obviously, but
Yeah, it's horrible for them. But I don't think so. Nymera and a group left. She told me to stay safe. Then, I don't know, maybe it's so hard to discern time. A while ago, there was a loud kerfuffle outside, and I just kept to my studies, and then you folks showed up and barged in, and fortunately, this handsome fellow kind of strokes Glint's chin, was more than ready to help me get out of here.
don't you want to take your work with you though?
Oh,
Let me
no.
go get it for you. I'll go get it. It's okay. I'll go get it.
That's fine.
I'll collect the notes and stuff. Is there anything?
No, it looks like the random kind of discourse of, a mage. Do you speak, or do you read rather, abyssal or infernal?
Let me look. What did I?
Abyssal or infernal?
No,
I love
I
it.
speak celestial though, so I don't know.
There are strange indicators that fragments of the words of creation are kind of present here. And you would know that the words of creation that are present here are not celestial, which means that they can be a number of different. Well, you wouldn't know precisely. Again, you were just born a couple weeks ago, but you would have an idea that these seem to be related language.
We have someone with comprehend languages.
If you want to take
We
the time,
do.
but it seems like one of you really wants to get out of here and take her out of here to be safe. Right,
I mean,
Chad?
she's safe with us.
I mean, it's kind of safe already, considering
Okay.
all the threats are dead.
Cassidy will come back out and be like, "Sorry, Orlando, I kind of know. Do you know what this? I don't know how long comprehend languages last, so I don't know if he'll still."
Yeah,
I think
Glenn's
it lasts for an
basically
hour.
standing over here
Yeah.
by this secret passageway, and he's like gesturing back towards the waterfall, and he says, "Right this way."
And she goes with you. She's heading back towards the waterfall. Yeah,
Oh, Jesus.
seems to have no
Can I at
issues
least
with
check
that.
this door?
Yeah, sure. That door is locked.
Is this door locked?
That door is not locked. You open that door, and inside there are corpses.
If I knock on this door and press my ear to it, is there anyone else behind there?
Doesn't sound like it.
Oh. There's so many options.
Yeah, and also it does seem like there's kind of a weird, kind of ghostly mist now forming at this pool at the end of the hall there.
The one all the way down here.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that noise.
Oh yeah, Glenn did say he suspected there was a ghost down there.
Right.
Oh.
We should get out of here and take this lady to safety. There's ghosts. Let's go, everybody.
While I am acting in character, I would love it if somebody would interfere.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Doing great. But comprehend languages, if it's active and you kind of look at it, yeah, I mean, you understand what's written here. It seems to be margins in magical sense. Comprehend languages doesn't determine what the language is. It just lets you decipher it. So it does look like it's just magical notation that's written in shorthand. All of the languages that you don't know seem to be kind of the notes of someone placed onto a document or onto documents.
Ooh, like
that were
Google
written
Lens?
by somewhere else. No, so like if you are like, I mean, of course you're studious. Like if you're studying out of a book and you want to like make sure you have notes for later, you write in the margins what you would write. So it looks like the person who was writing in the margins was writing in whatever language this is. This is their native tongue or the one that they're most familiar with in their writing.
Gotcha. I thought you meant like over top.
No. Like in the sides, kind of like, annotations and the like.
Okay.
It does appear that it's just magical jargon. Whoever was taking these notes was kind of writing arcane formulas and kind of notating very simple, basic magic stuff. The notes here, Ashergoth, are like, this is basically like an apprentice's handbook of magic that's been kind of like split up into different pages, different source material been kind of accumulated on this desk, and you can see that the books in this space appear to have like the standard principles of the conspectuses of like basic magic. Each one of the shelves kind of has like its own like scholarly set of like each school. This is basically like if you were to go to magic school, and I'm sure you probably played in at least one or two of them in your time, this would be just like a shelf for like beginners courses.
Right.
If Castia sees that Glint is still walking away, she's gonna run after him and like try to grab his arm and be like, wait, we still have stuff to do here. She's safe.
She kind
there's
of
nobody.
looks at Castia, and there's like a moment of like this kind of like rivalry, and then she goes, "Oh, it's fine. We don't have to leave right away if you think we're safe." She says to Glint.
Yes, I suppose that door's barred. We have some time.
If you wish to explore and see if any of the other Duergar are safe, then of course you could go and do that. That's fine. I'll wait right here. And waits there at the waterfall.
Okay, very well. Heads on back. Do.
Should someone watch her?
How's your new girlfriend?
What are you,
Oh, what? No, no.
what are you,
It's
jealous?
nothing like that.
Drama.
He's way too young for her.
Oh
for
yeah.
listening.
Glint's a baby.
He's just a wee bab.
Now his mentor.
Well, I don't know. He did get aged 18 years.
Oh yeah. That's true. That's true. I mean, do that a couple more times, maybe.
Yeah.
So did we open these doors here in the study?
So what I'll let you know is like all of the doors that you're going to open. The study room, like you'll open, it'll be a bedroom, and your presumption is that it is where Lady Adala was staying. It looks like it's a well-kept room. It has a very, Glint, when you kind of enter into it, a very perfumed scent that kind of just like, it's enamoring. Like, it's like, ooh, it smells like her. It smells like pure her. Like this room is filled with her scent. Oh.
Yeah, he was so eager to please, he didn't even ask her name.
Adala was the name she's given. You would go to check the other rooms. The rooms that are locked. If you don't cross the threshold of the water on the other side, are just the one that she identified as locked, and the one on the south side closest to the well. But
Okay,
all the ones that you're able to open, Orlandis, you would note are filled with just dead dwarves and orcs. And go ahead and make a survival check, Orlandis and Lose, if you'd like as well. These are specifically tactically minded, so I'd like for the two of you to make those checks with advantage.
Ooh. 22.
And 19. The two of you come to the consensus that the Duergar were fighting in here. It looks like there are more Duergar than you remember being here, which means they must have been reinforced from below. It looks like they were fighting against the orcs. And when you go to look at the orcs, you can see that there are these strange markings that have been placed on their brow. They're not too dissimilar from the style of the marking that was on the door, the sigil, but they are definitely different. What they mean, you're not certain, and it's definitely a magic that's outside of what you would know as your group's ken.
And those marks that are on the brow, those are on the orcs?
All of the orcs, yep.
All of the orcs.
And then there's one body of a Denisathan, and the Denisathan's very similarly garbed to the ones you fought up above in the mountain door. They have the massive blade, the bronze-ish, kind of brassy kind of plate armor, and the helmets with the strange glass irises. But the armor looks like it's in a huge state of disrepair, like that person just got, like,
beat.
Like, every single dwarf that was in that room with him, like, there was like 2 or 3 of them, just beat the crap out of him, like, for a while. And then
both of these doors were locked?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think I have anything really. I mean, I have one Jernarn tier, but I don't think that would help really.
And so, yeah, those 2 doors look like they were locked, and it looks like there is damage to the doors, like someone tried to enter in. So whatever locked them is still inside, or the doors were locked again when whoever was inside left.
Alright, gotcha. I mean, I'll start knocking on the locked doors.
Nothing. No sound from either.
Oh, okay.
Damn. Is this door in front of Glint locked?
I don't know where Glint is. Oh, so no, it is not. When you open it, inside you'll see a blank, simple room, probably about 10 or 8 feet wide. from like where you are to the wall at the south side, and then about 20 or so feet, 25 or so feet ish, kind of long, on the southern wall, which is about 10 feet high, kind of drawn in a very sharp looking red ink, not blood, you would know, but like a sharp red ink, are two concentric circles with a bunch of writing similar to what was on the pages that Astrogoth had detected. It looks like this is some sort of arcane glint, and being trained in Arcana, you would know that the school of magic that was employed here was conjuration. Looks like the magic is long since gone. Like it was used, and then that's it.
So it was a summoning circle.
Some sort of summoning circle, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, and this room smells just like the bedroom.
my lady.
So he comes back out. Is Astrogoth still hanging out there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says it appears there's some kind of summoning circle in there.
Oh, let's see if there's anything for that in the book at all.
It's a fiend summoning circle. If you do consult the book, yeah, it's a circle that would summon some sort of fiend.
Looks like someone, cough cough, was trying to summon a fiend of some sort.
Okay, so Orlando.
I mean, out of character.
Sorry, I see tokens moving. I just want to make sure I cut them off. Orlandis, that pool of water in front of you is smoking with like a ghostly mist. And Glint had mentioned there might be a ghost over there. So do you proceed or do you stay back?
If he mentioned, I'll probably stay back.
Sure. For the purposes of, because we're coming to a close here, I just want to make sure I can come to a nice finality. If your desire is to transgress past the fountain, let me know. If it's not, then you've searched everything that you can search without.
Okay, so then yeah, it would be to transgress.
So you are transgressing. Then okay, then
yeah,
easy enough endpoint. As you kind of move close to the fountain, I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Jeez. Okay. Nope, no, that's not safe. Oh, 7.
Okay. Lose, as you see Orlandis kind of move towards the fountain, the mist kind of swells about him, and then he kind of turns around and looks at you and says, "We should go," and starts walking towards you. And that's where we'll end the session for tonight. Thanks for watching those that did, and we will see you next Friday.
Okay, so one of us